What's up? Welcome to today's live stream. I'm him. Today is Saturday, October the 5th, and basically just resuming what I started last night. I didn't finish. I rage quit. Yo, what's up, Zanny? I'm not sure. Wait, hold on. I'm not sure if I've seen you before, but welcome to the stream. Looks like it looks like you're on YouTube. I get a unified chat. Like even when I would stream to Twitch, which I stopped doing when Elon Musk started charging money to use Twitter. I'm like, the amount of value that Twitter provides to me is negative money. I've never really used it historically. Barely, I like even for free. So I'm just like, yeah, you would have to pay me to use Twitter, not the other way around. Anyways. I'm kind of just hanging out. You know, I have my project set up that I was doing yesterday that I rage quit on. But I've also been looking for a new pair of headphones that I can use for mixing. Not music. I haven't done music in a while. Although I have my MPC over there. I'll probably want to continue to use these for just music making and listening to music, but for mixing and also maybe making music, I'm looking for some new headphones. So I'll show some of the things that I've been looking at over the past 2 or 3 days, and these are going to be one of my Christmas gifts to myself. So every year I get myself gifts. Like, you know, someone has to give me a birthday gift and Christmas gift and all the other holidays. So I normally buy myself shit, and every year I'll level it up. So I was thinking this year, I was like, maybe I should, maybe I'll buy myself a new pair of headphones that I can use for my mixing. And I was also looking for a new set of studio monitors. I have reference monitors that y'all don't see, like out over here. And now that I look at it, I'm realizing that I realized that I moved the speaker in a little bit too close. But yeah, I was looking at some things, and I'll show what I was looking at. Just let me get into this fixing these issues that I discovered last night, and let's hope that I can even remember what the issues were. I don't even remember. No, that wasn't it. Yeah, okay, it was here. I was trying to do something here, and then it just crashed. I remember what I was doing now. So I was in this edit, and then when I tried to do this, it didn't work. Cancel, wait, what? Oh, okay. Oh, I'm dumb. Okay. So that part's good. Does it sound right? Yeah. Yeah, it sounds okay enough. Now let's go to 28. Yo, what's up, Alan? Yes, it is the new DJI. In fact, you may have just came at the perfect time, potentially. I think that's what Motovlog 28 is. It's the Action 5, and I also have night footage here, but I also have night footage in this one right here. So let's just go to it. And yeah, if you got questions, I'll play it in full screen so that you can kind of see what it is. Just keep in mind that this is a stream, and I'm delivering it at 1440p. And that's only because I streamed to Twitch too. If I didn't stream to Twitch, I'll be streaming in 4K right now, and you'd be able to see, you know, get a better sense of what this looks like. But before I do that, I have to do some syncing of things, I guess. Actually, that may not happen anytime soon. I'm not looking at this. This seems like it's going to be complicated because I stopped the recording. God damn it. Yeah, this is weird. The fact that I have a 30-minute clip duration here, but this right here is 45 minutes. That don't make sense. Actually, no, maybe it does make sense. So we'll take that clip and then the other one that's kind of long. And then this. Wait, nah, something's weird. This is weird. I've been having these issues with this Action 5, by the way, where it doesn't keep the audio and the video in sync. So I'm sure y'all know that because these use, like, I think they're 32-bit architectures, the maximum file size that you can typically have for that is 4 gigabytes. Although I think they've increased it to 16 gigabytes, so it must not be operating on a 32-bit architecture. Anyway, the point is that when it gets to 4 gigabytes or 16 gigabytes, I'm not sure which one it is, it'll split and then it'll start a new recording. And that's a function of the SD card, like not the SD card, I'm sorry, the architecture of the device. Now, in the past on my Action 4, the files would be split at the same point. So let's say that I have my DJI mic, and I get to the 4 gigabyte mark on the camera. Well, what would happen is that I would have a second audio clip that starts exactly when whenever that cut happens, and it aligns with the video. Now I'm not getting that. Yeah, it's not convenient at all. And now I'm struggling to figure out how I'm gonna sync this audio. I'm gonna try it. We'll see. Part of this is my fault for, I guess, I must have turned off my camera at some point. I don't remember doing it, but I must have did it. So this is partly my fault. I shouldn't have turned off my camera. So you see here that these timestamps, they match perfectly. So this goes with that. So that matches perfectly. So it's not long enough to do the split. I'm gonna go ahead and delete that because it's gonna confuse me. All right, we have this starting at 7:03, and then we have another clip starting at 7:07. And then this starts at 7:07. So these two are gonna be, shit. And you see here again, like, this is the problem, where this is a 45-minute video clip, but the audio is only 30 minutes of that. And this is the second piece of that audio. Oh man, this sucks. I hate this. All right. We're gonna try to sync it. Maybe it'll just work. So we'll take these clips here. 750. Yeah, and also my recorder, now that I'm recording at 96 kilohertz sample rate, the recorder is also splitting the files and it's always at different points. So I can no longer rely on what I used to. So we'll take all of these. These must all be the same because they're all like around 7. So I'm just gonna assume that we'll try to have Final Cut synchronize it. We'll just call this segment 1, see what happens. I'll show some video in a second. right, let's see how it did. All right, it's fine. It I don't like that it doesn't. I don't like how it does it, but I can move this. This is easy enough to move myself. We'll just do that and do that. So it was able to figure it out, which is good, I think. Only a small amount of work that I needed to do myself. And I forgot to assign my roles. God dang it. Okay, so this is... Oh man. Another thing I don't like about Final Cut, and I know I haven't mentioned any, like, there are a lot of things I don't like about Final Cut, but roles are not universal, and that it kind of pisses me off. It's always tied to a project. So I spent all this time editing my roles last night, and yeah, I get to do it again because it's not global. I wish there were an option where you can make it like say, hey, I want this to be a global thing. Use this for all. Okay, this right here is going to be my helmet audio. And this right here I use for syncing, but I'm going to keep it as dialogue. Actually, no, I'm not. We're going to put it to what it is. And the reason why I do that is when I'm editing the clip here. So let's say I have my group clip, whatever this is, and I come into the audio. What I can do is I can say, you know what? I don't want to hear this. All right. So if I'm playing it in the timeline, you're going to hear it here. But if I play in the timeline, this audio won't be a part of it. Now, since I'm doing editing inside of this little synchronized clip or whatever they call it, I'm going to go ahead and just turn it off because it's too loud. Same with this right here. I'm going to turn this down a lot. Otherwise, it'll burst my eardrums. All right, we're almost there, Alan. I'm about to... If I can get my mouse to freaking work. It's not working. It keeps... What the fuck? What the hell? It keeps like going back and forth between two values. It's really annoying. You know what? Fuck it. I'll just enter it in like a caveman. Apple should be ashamed of themselves with like releasing software with tiny controls that it's just it's pathetic. Turn this down too, so we don't burst my eardrums. Okay. Oh, I gotta do it here too. Okay, we're good now. This is gonna be raw. I haven't done any correction, and I will do that. I'll put the stock DJI Action 5 corrective LUT, and we'll see what it looks like after we look to see what it looks like just raw. So let's go here. We'll say this is gonna be what is this? Wait, hold on. This is what I want. We'll just keep it as YT edit for now. Dump that to the timeline. Okay, so we will start when I am on Kirby. Yeah, we'll start right here. And we gotta find the endpoint, which I guess is probably right here. Okay, all right, let me get rid of some things so that we can get more space. So you're saying what I'm doing for Premiere Pro, I designate layers for each roles, like audio layer 1 from a main audio, then effects layer 2, something like yeah. So yeah, you get this concept of roles. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's good, maybe it's me, you know. It could just be me, but I think it's trash. I think it could be better. But because I have multiple sources of audio now and I can have multiple cameras, and I do like processing outside of Final Cut Pro, I have to use these labels because that's part of my process. When I export something, I can export only the audio based on the rolls. All right, let's play this. I'm gonna put it in full screen in a second. All right, so this is Action 5 Pro at a dusk. No ND filter, 24 frames per second. I'm using the auto white balance, and I'm doing that on purpose. Normally I set it to I set it manually, but I wanted to see how this handled the changing light conditions because I knew it was going to be changing fairly quickly. Also, the ISO was set to a max of 3200. So I have it where it's not the fixed ISO. It's the one where it'll change itself, but it'll lock it to a certain range. So I think this range is 100 to 3200. And no rock steady. I don't like rock steady on my stuff because not only do you get a crop, but I think it also takes away from what it's like to ride a motorcycle. Right? Like it's it takes away from the sense of speed. So yeah. Other thing is that there is gosh, what was the other one? Hold on. Let me put I have the camera right here. Give me a second. Let me just look at it. Oh, the field of view is the ultra wide. So whatever that's basically the widest one. Yeah, that's all of the settings. Now I have heard that they're going to give us an option to increase the bit rate because it apparently is more efficient, so they lowered the bit rate. We'll see. When they do that, I'm going to be recording only in the higher bit rate. Yeah. Well, another thing about the image stabilization is that it's EIS, and I don't know if you've noticed, but whenever you have EIS, it almost it's like the pixels blur. You know what I mean? If you ever look at iPhone footage, because it's all stabilized, if it's movement, like it appears stable, like the frame itself appears stable, but you see all this like pixel blur or motion blur. Is really weird. I don't like that. And because I do so much movement on a bike, obviously, I'm just like, it'll just be a blurry mess. And with EIS, it's better when you have a higher shutter speed to kind of reduce that blur. But because it's nighttime, I'm not about to film at 60p. I'll have to jack the ISO up to like max and it'll look like shit. But yeah, hopefully this is giving you a good sense of what it looks like. This is D-Log M, no corrective flood. So this is what it looks like straight out of the camera. Nothing done to it. I mean, you literally saw what I've done. I bitched and moaned about it splitting the files, and that's all I've done.
I'm out for a late.
So I'm going to scrub through this so that we can see some different lighting conditions. So let's go. There's some things that I want to point out here. So in the past, doing this on my Action 4, and I can probably find video. I'm not gonna do it now. But if I would look down at my phone and at my dash with the Action 4, with these current settings, my dash would be blown out. You would not be able to see it, and my phone would be blown out. Take from that what you will. I'm looking at this and I'm like, yes, the dynamic range is improved because in the past, this would never, this just would not look correct. And we'll also see it more when it gets darker. So let's scroll a little bit more. We'll go into a tunnel here soon. Well, it's not a real tunnel, it's just a little fake tunnel. So here, right? If you notice that, I'm in this, just pretend that I'm in a dark area. It's not that dark, but it's dark relative to other things. So you see how this is kind of blown out. In the past, this would be incredibly blown out because it'll ramp up the ISO and then all of this will be overexposed. So now it seems to be handling some of these scenes fairly well. We'll look at the sky in a bit. Find another scene that looks kind of cool. So this is something that I've noticed, is that there is blooming on the lens, and there's what do you call it, like what do you call it when you get those, like, I don't know, words are escaping me right now. I know the word, no, it's just I don't know it right now. You get a really cool view of the city, and there's a Ferris wheel. Okay, yeah, there's a Ferris wheel that I normally like to look at to see how it handles things, but I didn't do a good enough job of being still. All right, well, let's go to a darker section. As you can see, it's getting dark quickly, so let's go, and maybe I'll be, oh, here we are, I found one. See that right there? I've noticed that it does this fairly bad. It's no better than the Action 4. The Action 4 did the same thing. Is it halation? I don't know. I don't know if this is halation. It may, because halation is, I actually like halation. That's kind of where you get the soft glow around the light. This right here is a strong, like, it's sharp and it's directional. And there are more instances of it here. You see here, like, here is one. So I don't know if that's halation. Yeah, that. Like, I don't like it. It's distracting. It's not pleasant. So here, I'll play it and you'll kind of see it. See that? It's kind of distracting. It's like UFO type shit. That sky right there looks good though.
You'll notice that I'm not doing any kind of weaving. I actually don't like
to turn off my camera.
I like to think that I'm a safe rider. I mostly do chill rides. And, you know,
okay. All right, so let's go to where it's even darker. In fact, I went to like pitch black at some point. So by the way, this is night riding now. So you get a sense of what it handles, you know, night riding with no city lights and all that kind of stuff. So we see the sky, that there is still a little bit of color. You know, you still see a little bit of detail in the front, but when you start getting out into the edges out here, you lose everything. There's nothing there. So there is a vignette, but I'm okay with vignette. I think it adds to the character, you know? Yeah, it's like the iPhone lens. I hate that shit, bro. Oh my gosh. Except iPhone lenses, it does it even when you're not directly in sunlight. You can just be in a city at night and there are lights around and you'll see 3 dots. You know, you'll see these. Oh, I hate it. Ugh. All right, let's go to the dark section that I was talking about, because I did go to a legit pitch black where, all right, so my headlights are really good. I want to say that. I had to put them on bright. You see here? It's just a void. Nothing. Turn it down.
Fortunately, this bike has really good headlights.
So yeah, you can kind of see how it handles pitch blackness and only lit with my headlight on my bike. The noise profile here, let's look at the noise profile. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this, Alan, because you're on stream, but I'm going to take a screenshot and I'm gonna put it in the Discord right now so you can see what it looks like to me in full resolution. So let me throw this in Discord right quick. By the way, it's linked in the description if y'all are curious. All right, so let's wait. Where did my X out of here right quick? Okay, so just threw it in public chat, and you can see what it looks like yourself in full glorious 4K. Okay, so what else do we got? I don't think there's anything else here, really. Just you can kind of see detail. Obviously it's lit with my headlight, but you still, I mean, the fact that you can kind of see color is pretty good. Like you see the green right here is a good example of what I mean by it handles my dash and my phone much better than before. It's still a little bit overexposed, but it's not blown out anymore. Right in here, I wonder if I can zoom in. I can't. Okay, of course not. Why would I be able to zoom in? Oh, look at, oh, I can. Look at that. Now, how do I move around? There you go. Cool. So you see here how, you know, you can still kind of see the main details. Now, obviously you can't see any of these things right here. It's all blown out, but this would be completely blown out on the Action 4. Same thing with my phone. Like this right here, it'll just be kind of blown out. So I should also say, my bad. I didn't mention this. I forgot to say all the other settings. Noise reduction is completely off, and sharpening is completely off. Yeah, I should have said that. Maybe I'll put that in the. Let me put that in the thing. So this is settings. We'll do 24 FPS, 1/50 shutter speed, 100 to 3200. All right, so this is also for me too. So I can put it in my review at some point. What else did I say? We're FOV is ultra wide. We're doing auto white balance, and then we have noise reduction is off, and then sharpening is off. I think that's all of the settings. Maybe I'll figure it out soon. But yeah, so this is what it looks like here, and what I'm going to do is spend some time going through what I would normally do to fix stuff like this. But honestly, I mean, hell, given that this would go to YouTube and most people don't even, like, I don't think most people pay for YouTube Premium, so they're not seeing 4K anyways. So if you were to like downsample this to basically like you oversample it to 1080 because you have this 4K, I think that it would look fine on a phone, which is where most people watch their YouTube videos, according to my analytics, including these streams, which is interesting. So if you're watching this stream on a phone, I appreciate you. You're holding that phone, and look, man, I appreciate it. Yeah. All right, let's see if we can see some other interesting things. All right, so yeah, let's see what it handles this oncoming car with the headlights. How does it handle? All right, so what I'm noticing and what's good, and I can't say the Action 4 was bad in this area because it was fine. It's not quickly lowering the ISO to make sure that it's not overexposed. So it's doing a good job of keeping a consistent exposure. Because when I'm looking at this, the grain is the same, the color is the same, and the exposure is the same, which tells me that the ISO is still locked at wherever it is. It's probably locked at 3200, to be honest. That's probably why it handled that fine. Although it would have went down. It would have went down, so we would have saw less noise when I didn't. All right, so we get our first lights, which I think is it's it's not tungsten, but it's a really yellow light. And it is halating. It is some halation here, which is fine. Yeah, right here, but you get this streak right here, which I'm not a fan of. Okay, so now let's see what this looks like when we throw their corrective LUT on. Let's see how it handles it. All right, so we'll come out of here. And oops, didn't mean to do that. This is daytime footage. We'll get to that shortly. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete that, because I learned last night that whenever you edit these, none of the edits, like basically it's a whole new clip once you put it in the timeline, which is insane to say the least. All right, so oh, actually no, I didn't mean to do what I did. I actually want this here. I'm going to put a adjustment layer. I also learned last night is that if I put an adjustment layer in the clip, I lose all of the, whatever you call these things, frames. It just says the name of this thing right here, and it just shows this right here, adjustment layer, and it shows that logo, which is next to useless. So we'll grab that. All right, cool. So we got the adjustment layer on, and what I'm gonna do is throw a plugin. I need a plugin that can actually load a LUT. Normally I would do it on the footage itself, but I don't want to do it this way. Actually, it's fine. I will do it this way for now. So we'll come into here and I should be able to, I can't because it's a freaking, okay, never mind. I'm going to do what I said I was going to do initially. So we're going to find mlut and throw that here. And now I can go and load my action 5 correction LUT to get it to Rec 709. We'll go ahead and put that in there. And let's close these other things out. Okay, so here's a before and after. So you can see before after. We'll make it full screen. Wait, I muted it, my bad. All right, so this is what it's like with that LUT on. So let's kind of scroll through, kind of see what we're looking like. Sky looks phenomenal.
And my reason for that is that my turn signals don't work.
Yeah, sky looks phenomenal here.
You know,
but let's analyze this a little bit more. Let's zoom in. All right, so there is almost no information in the shadows. You could barely see the little yellow dot on my gloves. You can't even see my hands. Yeah, you can't even see my hands here. So maybe it just hasn't, I don't know, maybe it hasn't adjusted the exposure yet, maybe.
the fewer cars around me, I think the safer I am.
Let's pause this and let's mute this and see if that's what's removing that. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what's happening. See that? So there is some information here. It's just that when you put this on, it goes away. Let's open this up. That's strange, isn't it? What it's doing is just crushing my blacks. I wonder if it's prioritizing highlights. You know what I need to see? I need to see if Film Convert has Action 5 Pro yet. Because I think it is different. I don't know why I still use Google. It never works. Wait a minute, what? Oh, these are, wait, what is, oh, this is legacy camera pack. Okay, we don't want that. Something is a little weird here. Maybe their website is just off because I definitely have the thing. So I think what I'm going to try is, I want to do a side by side. Oh, hell no. Nah, I never go to 6400 because the noise is already insane at 3200. It's already insane to me. Now I wanna add that I'm coming from my Sony a7S III. That's what I've historically used for a while, and before that it was my A7 III. So yeah, my expectation is a little bit higher. The Pocket 3 though is amazing. Oh here, I want to show that. Let's show that. Ooh, I didn't mean to do that. So let's go to my Action 5 tests, which I should have a few clips. So let me open this up. So we'll look at the Pocket 3 here. Wait, I could have swore. Oh, I did. Okay, I'm like, I could have sworn that I did this. So here's the Pocket 3. Let me get rid of these things right here. Action 5. All right, so just burn this into your head, or I'll do this. I'll take a screenshot. I'm gonna throw this in the Discord chat. And this is raw, like no LUT, it's D-Log, you know, all that kind of stuff. All right, so that's what the Pocket 3 looks like. I just shared it so you can kind of compare back and forth. And now let's go to look what the H4e, the Action 4 looks like. So we'll kind of go to that same kind of area. And I recorded them all at the same time. I'll have to like sync them up later. But we'll open this up here. All right, so we'll take a screenshot. Let me look for the most sharpest. This is the sharpest frame. Okay. Why is my, okay, oh my gosh. My computer's been doing this weird freezing shit lately. It's not because, okay, it's not because I need more space. I do need more space though. All right, so this is the Action 4. And you can actually see the Action 4 in my hand. And I had the other one in another hand. So that's the Action 4. And oops, let's go to the Action 5 now. I'm recording it on both my. Okay, so take a screenshot here. Oh, I know why it's freezing. It's because my iPad's been broken. Like, it doesn't work. I don't understand why. Okay, and this is the Action 5 Pro. Okay, so it's the same scene with 3 different cameras. And I may have even done it with my iPhone. I think I even did it with my iPhone. Let me check. iPhone. I may not have. I'm just gonna check though. No, I didn't. Okay, I must have thought I was gonna do it on my iPhone and it may have said fuck it. I'm not. A7 IV. Wait, I have. Oh, okay, never mind. I was like, wait, I don't remember doing that with that camera. Okay, so I've just shared all of the screenshots from the same scene from those 3 different cameras, and I think that you will agree with me that the Osmo Pocket 3 looks the best by far. But when you compare the Action 4 and the Action 5, the Action 5 looks better to me. And it's not just because it's the newer one. Like, I'm looking at it, I'm just like, nah, it looks better. The sky is, let me bring it out. Let me also have it over here. I don't know why I'm doing it that way. So it's like this sky, it seems like the more natural color. Like this right here is almost, it's got like cyan almost in it. I can see stars. Like here's a little star right here. There's some dust on my screen too, so it's like I gotta make sure that, okay. there's only 2 dust spots. But this right here is a star, and if I come back here, you can see the star here. So I guess you can see it, but everything else is soft and muddy and dirty looking. You see that? It's all just like ugh. And then this is just much sharper. And I want to say that I had the noise reduction off here. I actually don't remember. I would have to like go back and check. And maybe I can't check. Maybe it doesn't say that in the metadata. Maybe. That's actually a good idea. Let's see what these things say in the metadata. So let's come back to this project. Could I know what I have it at? And then we'll reveal this. And let's go and look at the metadata. Okay. See what we can see here. I can't make this bigger, so I'll read it. We'll also do it this way. So format, none of these things matter. File size, duration, the bit rate. Okay, so the bit rate is low. It's 50 megabits per second. That begs the question, what is the bit rate for the Action 4? So we'll go to here, Action 4. Wait, why didn't it open it in a, okay, whatever, it's fine. I'll remember it. Oh yeah, look at that. The bit rate on the Action 4 is 92 megabits per second. So it's almost a 40%. Is that 40%? Maybe it's 45. It's between 40 and 45% reduction in bit rate. I don't like that. I'd rather have larger files that are higher quality. Especially because I do a lot of movement, like, you know, I think that's what the point of an action camera is. You're probably doing a lot of fast movement, and that's helpful to have a high bit rate for that type of stuff. Okay, well, that's good to know. I did not know that the bit rate was that much, like that much lower. That's kind of insane. And looks like the audio, is compressed audio, lossy compression. So it's not great. The bit rate is 317 kilobits per second. Wow, that's basically MP3. That's your iPod, iTunes store music, which sounds like shit. If you can't tell it sounds like shit, that's okay. You know, it's fine. But if you have better listening devices, or, you know, sound equipment that, you know, is a little bit higher end, you will hear how trash it is. How's the battery life? The battery life is phenomenal. Phenomenal. I'm at, like, I don't even think about the battery anymore. So with the Action 4, I have 5 batteries, 4 or 5, I don't know. I have like 4 or 5 batteries total. And I have the little charger thing, and I would always keep the charger thing with me because, you know, like, I can only get maybe 2 hours max on the Action 4. And I'm not saying 2 hours like I would actually get 2 hours. I'm just saying, like, it's somewhere between 90 minutes and 2 hours. You know, with this, it lasts all day. Like, I mean, I don't even have to worry about it. Like, I could legitimately keep the camera rolling my entire ride. I can go look around and talk about stuff, and it has battery life. It works. It's fine. Now, I will add that I keep the brightness incredibly low, and the screen turns off like after a minute of not being used. So that does help. And I don't record using Wi-Fi, and I haven't used my Bluetooth remote yet. So I want to say if I use the Bluetooth remote, that may give me a little bit of a knock on the battery life, but I haven't, you know, I just haven't used it yet. It is connected. And that was a pain in the ass, having to update all that shit, the new firmware on all the different cameras, because, you know, you have to do it for the mic to work. It's just whatever. Okay, so we get a sense of what this looks like with their corrective LUT. So let's do another thing. So I'm going to only use their LUT for now, and then I'll do what I normally do, which is I use Film Convert, which is film emulation. so that all my stuff looks consistent. I just wanted to look like it was shot on film. That's it. What I'm going to do now is pull up Neat Video and do noise reduction. So I'm going to find a very, very small piece of this, or a couple pieces of this. So let's create a new project right quick. So we'll do a noise reduction. We'll call it stream for now, so I know to delete it. Stream NR. Okay. Let's take this and put it here. And now we will delete a bunch of shit. So we'll just kind of, I'm going to take some random clips, right? So we'll delete all of that. Okay. And then we'll maybe cut that. Not really sure why that happened. And then, oh, it deleted my thing. God damn it. I'll add it again. That's fine. Okay. All right. So this seems like a good enough clip, and we'll cut some more stuff out. So I'm going to have to do a few different noise profiles for this. So we'll cut all that out, and then we'll do that. Cool. Wait, what? Why does Zoom not work? Okay, so Final Cut is broken now. I can't zoom anymore. That sucks. I had to use this way to zoom. I don't know why Final Cut, like it just I don't know. A lot of software pisses me off these days. I don't understand why software has to be so trash. All right. Let's throw. Yeah. Let's get a noise reduction on. So the tool that I use is called Neat Video, or gosh, or maybe an NR. Gosh, what is it called? I don't even know what it's called anymore. It's made by Neat Video. I just don't remember what it's called. I'm literally gonna have to look through this. My gosh, I hate trying to read through these tiny ass lists that are in Final Cut. Neat Video. I literally typed the word Neat Video and it didn't find it. All right, so this is the thing that I use. So we'll dump this on this first clip for now, and we'll do this, and we're going to render it so that we can actually see what it looks like. So let's open up the thing. We're going to look for some frames to use as our reference, our sample. We'll also make this do 200%, so we can really see the noise. Hopefully y'all can see this on stream. All right, so there's a lot of noise here. What I'm going to try first is we'll delete my thing and we'll see if it can figure out a profile. Okay, so it's going to pull it from there. Okay, we found some uniform noise. Okay, maybe not. Okay, cool. So we have some uniform noise, and we see here what it looks like when we remove some colors, all that kind of stuff. All right, cool. And you can also come in here and select different frames, but I think this is good enough. So let's build a profile based on that. And we'll go into the adjustments The radius, this is going to add some softness to the image. So I'm going to compensate for it by adding some sharpening. And I do the sharpening anyways, because I don't do sharpening on the video side when I'm recording. So we can see what this looks like as I increase the radius. You'll see it gets like more soft. Maybe you won't see it because you're on the stream. We're going to keep it at 2 though. Now we'll go into the spatial frequency range. And I'm sorry, not for spatial frequency. We're in the spatial domain now. My bad, I'm tripping. And what I can do here is, this is where I can like really start to affect noise. So what I'm going to do here is put a little filter. I'm gonna actually put it here. I think this is easier to see. All right, so we'll make this, oops, that's not what I was trying to do. Okay, so what you'll see is, if you look on the right, that's what it looks like filtered. And on the left is what it looks like unfiltered. And maybe I should put it here. Where, yeah, I think this might be a better thing. So we'll jack the luminance up. I'm just showing exaggeration so you can see it. So you see here when I do this noise level, how like all of a sudden all of the noise goes away, but it becomes, you know, you lose all this detail here. All right, so we're gonna pull some of this stuff back. Then we'll turn this down until it's at an appropriate amount. Without losing too much detail. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm actually looking to see, all right, when am I losing detail and it's just becoming like plastic looking. Oops. I don't know why my scroll wheel is what makes it zoom in. I don't like that. So I'm adding sharpening to compensate for the fact that I am removing detail, so that I can remove noise. And I am going to increase this radius because the noise is quite big. Come back here, we'll do this a little bit more. Okay, we'll apply. So I can't play this, unfortunately. You know, it's going to do that. So what I'm going to do is render this. And that should be relatively quick. That's why I did all these very small cuts, because, you know, noise reduction processing takes a long ass time. So this is like a 2-second clip and we're at 3%. I guess so. While this is happening, I did say that I was shopping for some new headphones, and I was considering studio monitors as well. And I was just like, I don't know if I want another pair of studio monitors, because it's like, then I'll have to find somewhere to put these. I would not sell them. I would actually have just 2 of them, because I would use them for different reasons. But I'll show one of them that I was looking at. I was looking at the Genelec series and the 8000 series. I was considering the 8040 or 8340 or something like that. Yeah, this one right here. It has a smaller driver than what I currently have. I have HS8s, and I can pull those up right now. I'm HS8 somethings M's. Are they HS8M? Yeah, so this is currently what I'm running right now. And you know, they sound really good. The room control stuff is, you know, it's a little limited, which is part of the reason why I'm like, you know, maybe I'll get the Genelecs, because I keep my monitors against the wall. They're not actually on the wall. They're about a foot away from the wall, but they're close to the wall, which means that I have to deal with reflections and resonance and all that kind of shit. And I think with the Genelecs, I wouldn't have to do that. And I do plan to get a woofer, But I was just like, if I'm gonna get a woofer, I may as well just get a whole new set of monitors and then just keep these as is, because I've grown accustomed to how they sound and I can mix very well on them. The problem is, I can't mix well at certain times of the day because I need to have the volume up at a certain level. And I'm listening for bass, and the HS8s, even though they have bass, they don't have sub bass. And there's a lot of things that I'm missing. You know, they have a very good mid range, you know, in the mid tones. I'm sorry, not mid tones. I'm thinking of photography. In the mid high frequencies. How about that? So that's in like the 3 to 5K area. Like it's really, it's good for mixing vocals. The problem is that I am no longer mixing vocals. I don't do music anymore. Like I don't record people. I don't do any of that kind of stuff anymore. The kind of sound that I'm mixing now is my bike and me talking. And those are two very different things. Also have these videos, right? So it's like I want to be able to just, you know, hear more. These headphones, they're amazing. For the source, these are the Audeze LCD2s. I've had them for a long while, and they sound awesome. The bass response is really, really good. The sub basses, you know, it's better than the Sennheiser HD660S. Better than that, but I want something that has a little bit more presence, and that is an open back. So that's, you know, we're all over the place, right? Like I'm looking at monitors, looking at headphones, and I'll show you the other ones that I've been looking for. So the first things that I considered were the Sennheiser HD800S, but I was just like, you know, everyone who talks about these, they say that they sound like they don't have bass effectively. So I'm just like, you know, if they don't have bass, I'm not going to get them. No, these could be a nice replacement for the HD660S, but I'm getting something for a reason right now. I'm not just trying to, oh, y'all don't even see what I'm looking at. I'm buying something for a reason right now. I'm not just buying to buy. So it needs to meet certain parameters. It needs to have bass response, and HD800Ss simply don't have it. So they're off my list for now. You know, I'll probably end up getting a pair anyways for other things, for like listening to certain types of music, that kind of thing. The other headphone that I was considering was, I was thinking about just going and getting a newer pair of Audeze headphones. So there were 2 that I was looking at, and then it became potentially 3. But then I was like, nah, I'm just gonna maybe go a different route. I'm gonna not accept anything. I hate these anti-patterns that they have, where it's like, here's the one they want you to click. So after I've clicked more information, it's like, nah, this is the one we want you to click. We're gonna only do that. And now I'm gonna delete the cookies. So let's find the headphone that I was looking for. So we were looking at the LCD-X initially. From what I hear, these are phenomenal for mixing and all that kind of stuff. Now here's the reason why I don't want them. They weigh the same amount as these headphones, and these headphones are heavy AF. In fact, I noticed them on my head. I'm going to take them off soon because I'm not mixing anything right now. And the reason why I'm wearing these is because I'm going to change my EQ profile over here, and for my wait, this is it right here. Let me find it. So this is my mix for my bike. All right, so this is motorcycle mix. That's what I'm trying to say. And that's actually wrong. This is it right here. We're looking at the wrong one. So yeah, this is my motorcycle mix. And on my headphones, my Sennheisers, you know, these right here that don't have bass, I can barely hear any of the bass frequencies. So I'm trying to make my motorcycle vlogs have more weight in the bike area, in the bike department. And I think that's fine because a lot of the frequencies in my voice are not in the low end, and I can prove that right now by talking and monitoring at the same time. Let me okay, I gotta do something first. Where did it go? Oh, here we are. Cool. Yeah, so you can kind of see here. We'll make it a little bit bigger. All right, so if we look here and we look at this, where a lot of my voice range is, there are some peaks. So we have this 180, and then there's a little bit here. But as you can see, a lot of my voice is actually over here in this range right here, which is in the is above 200 hertz. There's a lot of weight in my motorcycle that I can be adding here. And I'm going to take advantage of that. And you can even see it here. So when I'm talking, we see that most of the frequency range is up here, and there's very little information down here. This is where I want my bike to shine. So I'm going to try to add more weight to the motorcycle. And that's how I'm going to do it. If you've been listening to any of my moto vlogs, you may notice that, you know, like, maybe y'all won't notice it. I notice it because I hear my bike in person. It doesn't have that same, like, just like, I don't know, just richness, deepness, whatever word you want to use. It doesn't have it. So in order for me to have it, I have to be able to hear those frequencies. And unfortunately, I can't hear those frequencies in these headphones. I can sort of hear them in here. These to do a much better job, but I want a little bit more bass extension, and I also want something that's closed back. Now, initially I was like, I'm gonna continue with open back because most of my headphones are open back. But I was like, man, if I'm gonna pay money for a new set of headphones, I need to be able to use them in more than one place. So like these headphones, I would never take them out. For one, I hear the environment. So if you were here, I can hear you talking perfectly if you were talking to me as if I don't have on headphones. The problem with that is that whatever I'm hearing, everyone else hears. So I needed something closed that can kind of like, you know, it's almost like a treated room. I wanted that effect. So that became a parameter, but I'll keep showing you the other things in a second. I think that render should be done. Yes, it is. We're going to do a render again. We're going to do another one and then we'll go back. Okay. So we'll put the thing here. We'll take another profile. Okay. Maybe that. So once we get this started rendering, we'll go back and I'll finish what I was doing. Let's see if we can auto find it. Nope. Okay, fine. We'll. Seriously though? There's no uniform noise? Maybe we'll make the smaller ones. Okay. All right. Well, I guess there is no, all right. Maybe there's not enough noise here. We're going to skip this one. Screw it. Delete that and throw it on here. Now there should be uniform noise here. I'm going to just straight up do an auto and it should just find that shit. Yep. Cool. So we'll go ahead and go to my adjustment. We'll keep the radius. Actually, we'll increase the radius. All right. And we'll put this a little bit higher. And let's turn on sharpening. Okay. All right. We'll render that. All right, cool. Let's go back to what I've been looking for in headphones. So I initially was considering this, but here was my deal breaker: 612 grams. Just no. No. So I was like, all right, well, maybe I'll look for a lighter version of it. So I was like, I was considering this right here, not this one. I'm sorry, the MX4. So I did consider this as well, and I almost went for it. The weight it's still heavy. They're basically my AirPod Maxes, which is too heavy. But I was like, all right, well, at least they're lighter than this, because man, these are heavy. But I ultimately decided not to do this one because I learned that they had another version which has the same headband as the LCD5s. Which let me see if I can find that. which is the 4Z. So we come here and we'll look at the weight, and we see here that the weight is 560 grams. So it's slightly lighter, just slightly. It wasn't light enough. So I was like, well, if like I'm going to go this route, I may as well go to LCD 5s, which have a thinner profile, which are incredibly light. And you know, it's also their what do you call it? Like their top headphone. It's one of their top. They have a dual top. There's a carbon and then there's the LCD 5s. So here's the LCD 5. I considered it for a good 10 minutes. I was like, going back and forth. Here's the reason why. They have a much thinner profile. I don't know if you can tell these headphones here, these LCD 2s. No, I have a big ass head. Like I'm a large person. I'm 6'4", about 215, 220 pounds. I fluctuate. So I'm a large person. And these headphones are stupidly large. They like look dumb to me. So I was like, no, this could be cool because it's a thinner profile. It's much thinner. But the problem with it is these ear pads, I learned that they glue them on now. Audeze didn't used to do that. Like this headphone that I have, these have replaceable ear pads, and I've replaced them a couple of times. You can't do that here. They glue them in place. So I'm just like, there's no way in hell I am paying this price and nothing's on it replaceable. It's just no. So I don't know what the hell they were thinking when they made the decision to do that. So that just deal breaker. And it's not just these right here. All of their headphones now, they glue them in place. I don't know when they started doing that. So Audeze basically have just removed themselves from, like, they're not even a consideration anymore. So I started looking for other things, and what I ultimately ended up doing is I've always heard of Focal headphones. One of my buddies had a pair of Focal Clear headphones. Let me see if I can find it. So come here. Yeah, so my friends have had the original Clear headphones. They were in silver. There are these new Clear MGs, which supposedly have pretty decent bass extension and all that kind of crap. But they're open back, and at some point I decided that I wanted closed back headphones. If I'm gonna buy another pair of headphones, I want something different, right? So like I was saying, all of my headphones are open back. I do have my AirPods, I guess. Those aren't open back. Those are closed, but I don't like those. They're Bluetooth only, and they have a sound. I would never mix on those ever. It's just not even an option. So I considered this, and I almost pulled the trigger on it, but I discovered these right here. Plus it is reference too, so it's like I want something that I can use for mixing. I'm not trying to like have fun listening to music, although I will do that too. So I discovered these, and I was like, okay, I love the color, I love the materials. It's leather. I'm a big leather person. I love leather. I'm a big materials guy. If you get to know me, you'll know that I will buy shit just because it's a certain material. Case in point. Give me a second. I hear my fan on my Mac Studio is whirring right now. All right. Anyway, so here's a material that, like, I have materials like this. I have metals in my house. We'll just call them metals. I have metals in my house because of their metals, and there's certain properties that I like. So here's one such metal. It's a freaking cube of metal. This is tungsten. It's heavy as hell. I don't know if y'all can tell. I'm trying to move. This shit's heavy. Like, I'm over here struck. This weighs a kilogram. This is a kilogram. So it's about 2.2 pounds, this little small thing right here. So I can only hold it out for about maybe two minutes before I'm like, all right, I need to put this thing down. It's heavy as hell. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on the desk too. I have my Sennheiser mic. You should be able to hear it. Hear that? I don't know if you can tell how heavy that is. Like, sometimes you can hear the weight. I can anyway. So all that to say is that this headphone, it started to resonate with me because it looks kind of okay. I hate this thing right here, but whatever, I don't care. It looks pretty dope with the leather. I love the color, and it has beryllium drivers, like actual beryllium drivers. No, if you're in the metals and like materials, you know what the hell beryllium is. That's shit that they use in spacecrafts. You know, like that's aerospace. That's stuff where, you know, you need something incredibly light, but also incredibly strong. That's beryllium. There are some other really cool properties of it. So it's hard is if you make it into an alloy. So if you mix it with copper, for instance, you get an insanely strong alloy metal, and they use it for drill bits. So what's cool about it is that if you, I'm not sure if y'all have ever seen machine. That's something that like I was always into, and even when I was in school, I did engineering when I was in school, high school. Like we actually had like engineering where we had CNC machines, refrigeration, what do you call it, like HVAC, like plastic molding. Like I learned how to do all of that because we had this at my school. I went to an OK school, so like we had all of these things. So I learned how to do all of this stuff. I even learned how to program CNC machines and build my own parts. So I know how to do that, even though I'm a software person. I was just like, okay, like I need this. I just need it, you know, because it resonates with like my background. Where I'm like, all right, I remember, you know, talking about when we're like machining metals, for instance. Some metals, whenever you like do something to them, they shoot out sparks. Beryllium copper bits, they don't shoot out sparks when you are working with steel. So that's kind of cool, you know. Maybe you don't care. I care. Anyway, so these were the other thing that I looked at. Actually, that's a lie. The first thing that I saw were the Utopias, because I think they appear first in the list. I'm that person. I was just like, in my mind, the way that this should be ordered is least expensive to most expensive. So naturally, I'm like, okay, I'm in the headphones. Let me go to the Utopia, because those would be the cheapest. No, they were not the cheapest at all. In fact, they're their like highest end product. And I was just like, what the fuck? Let me see if I can figure out what this cost. I was stunned when I saw the price. I was just like, man, the devil is a lie. Nah, I'm not doing that one. Let's see, Amazon. I forgot what it cost. It's just stupidly good. It's stupidly expensive though. Oh, Amazon Focal. Yeah, nah. See, nah. I was just like, no. Yeah, so I didn't go this route. I didn't get these. What I ended up doing was I kept looking. I was like, all right, well, I'm definitely not about to pay for no Utopias. So I started looking between these clear MGs and these Stellias. I'm not gonna lie, I prefer the color of this more because it's bronze. It's like a darker brown. This is more copper, but they're close enough. So here's what I ended up doing. I bought a pair of these. They'll be here tomorrow. That's the short of this, because I just heard my computer fan like slow down, which means that it finished the rendering. So I bought these right here. They will be here tomorrow. So new headphones are already purchased. I don't want to spend too much time doing this. I'm like, let me just get this out of the way. So hopefully they sound good. If they don't, I will send them back and we'll try again. But it kind of sucks that no, I'm not doing LCDs anymore or Odyssey anymore because of the earpad situation. And the Sennheiser, like, they simply don't make a headphone that like caters towards what I'm trying to do. Yo, what's up, Jimmy? How you doing? We're talking about my headphone shopping that I've been doing, and I've already purchased products. So I was looking through a bunch of different headphones as well as a bunch of different monitors, which I didn't even show. Let me show the monitors. So I did show them.
So I was looking at these 8040Bs, and then there's another one that's like the 8340 or something like that. So I was contemplating getting these, but I don't know. The reason why I don't know is because I don't want to have a bunch of speakers. Like, I just don't want more speakers. I have enough. Like, I have these right here, and I don't really have another room here at the moment. If I get another room, maybe. You know, I got those speakers over there. I got a speaker in my room like DeViolet, if y'all have heard of them. DeViolet. So this will be my second French audio, which is interesting. How do I get out of this? Only essential. Yeah. So I have these, one of these. So it sounds good. You know, it's not bad. I'm wondering, do they even make headphones? I don't know if I want head. I don't think they make. Honestly, their speakers are what I would consider. I would classify them as. They have a sound like no. It's a fun speaker. Like it's like they hit. Let's see here. How do you know what actually makes a difference and what's hype when it comes to audio? Well, I know just based off of experience. I used to work in this. Also, I'm even though I don't really talk about this, I know a lot of stuff. Like I know physics. So like there's certain things, right? Like at the end of the day, a speaker is just a transducer. Same thing with this microphone. A speaker and a microphone are literally the same thing. If you don't believe me, you should try this as an experiment. Take your headphones. Maybe you have some in-ear headphones if it has a plug. Take your headphones, plug it into a mic input, and then talk into your headphones. Obviously, you need a way to like record it. You probably have a way to record on your computer. You will hear yourself. In fact, let me see if I might have. Hold on. I'm trying to think like. Let's try something. I have these custom cables that I have for all of my headphones right here. And what's cool about them is that because all of these headphones have different connectors here, like right here. And I'll show you on this one too. Oops. So you see how, you know, this headphone has, they're going to focus. It has a different connector right there. So because all these headphones have different connectors and, you know, I like having the same type of headphone cable, what I have now is these right here. So, you know, the connector is irrelevant to me because I can, you know, put these here like that. And I have a few of these. Like I have one that's a 1/8 inch. And then I have this one, which is a quarter inch. You see here, it's the same kind of thing. So here's what I'm about to try. I'm going to connect. I'm going to connect this right here into the Mac Studio in the back because I think it has a mic input back there. I think. I gotta go check. Give me a second. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna throw it in. I'm gonna put it in my interface directly, and I just won't. I'm like trying to think. I'm not trying to fry my thing. I'm gonna put it in input 1, and I'm gonna do that by first putting it in here without connecting it to my headphone, just in case, and see what happens. So what I think should happen is my Sennheiser mic should turn off. Test. Yes, perfect. The Sennheiser mic just turned off. So if you come over here, you'll notice that the Sennheiser is no longer doing anything. This is channel 2. Oh wait, you don't see my screen. This is channel 2 on my device. I only have like 4 physical channels, but I think it's like 18 total. All right, so if I unplug this, we get back my Sennheiser, right? So you see here, and you hear it. That's the Sennheiser mic right there. So we'll put this back in to turn that off. So now we are in a direct input situation. It says high Z, which is, this is what's concerning, because I don't know if it's doing the amplification on the device or if it's going to send power to here. I may be destroying these headphones. So let's see. Hopefully I don't. Okay, so test 1, 2. You see that? You see here? This is my headphones that I'm talking into. And to prove that this is actually coming from my headphones, I'm going to move it over here. And you notice that there is no longer any audio. It's too far. But if I come back here, all of a sudden, you see that it's moving. Microphones and speakers are literally the same thing. Okay, so that's a fun fact for you in case y'all didn't know that. They're all transducers. But anyway, to get back to your question, like, how do you know what actually matters and what's hype? Well, there are certain things that are always cap, and stuff like the cables that you use, bullshit, doesn't matter. Electrons don't give a single fuck. That's not how this works. If you know anything about electricity, which I also happen to know a little bit about that too, you'll understand that current flows, like, it doesn't matter. And it matters even less when it's a digital, like a digital cable, because it's just bits. So if you're ever looking at like cables and they're like, oh yeah, these expensive cables, save your money. This all cap, bullshit. Some of the things that do matter are how light the material of the voice coil is if you're using a dynamic driver headphone, or even the transducer if you're using something like a planar magnetic headphone, like what these are. If you're using electrostatic headphones, you want that membrane in the middle of the magnetic, well, there's no magnetic field technically. You want that membrane to be as light as possible. And the reason why is because sound is literally just waves, vibrations, not even vibrations. It's literally just this right here, right? So you want something that can easily switch directions, that has as little momentum as possible. And the reason for that is that you want accurate sound reproduction and transients, like transient. That's what we call it. We call it transient response. So this idea that you go from here to here really fast, like we want that to be as high as possible. Other things that you want is a low distortion, harmonic distortion, total harmonic distortion. I think it's THD is what they abbreviate it as sometimes. Not everyone does that. Like not everyone shows or even talks about that. And typically it's the companies that, like, no, they're just making a headphone and they know that their target audience doesn't care, and also they're not going to spend the money to design headphones that, you know, that meet those certain criteria, which is why they're cheap. All right, so these right here are expensive, but these aren't those types of speakers. These are mostly just for fun. So whoever's buying these, they don't care about the frequency response. What they care about is, does it sound good? You know, does it make the music that I'm listening to sound better? Right. So that's actually there's benefit to that, by the way. You know, sometimes you want things that make your music sound better. Sometimes you want something that makes your music sound like the way it sounds, so that you can mix it. That's where I'm at. Mix it. Okay, let's see if they have anything. So yeah, this is all just marketing bullshit. And let's see, do they even have specifications? For what it's worth, when I bought mine, I gave 0 fucks. I wasn't looking at it for that. I was just like, I want a speaker that fucking hits and hits hard. I have a portable one too. I have the other one. I would go get it, but it's like I can't really listen to anything on it because YouTube will block me for doing it. Yeah, I don't see any specifications on here, so you're not going to see it. But you're asking, do they have charts? And the answer is yes. There are charts that measure the frequency response of headphones. The problem with those charts, though, is that the frequency response of a headphone is almost irrelevant. Almost irrelevant, not 100%. The reason why is because the human ear, we perceive sound. It's just like with eyesight, with visual, like, you know, yeah, you may have a truly accurate camera that's, you know, that has a linear representation or whatever. But the problem is that we don't see things that way. Like I'm going to say exposure, but I don't think it's technically exposure in biology. But when you're thinking about exposure on a camera, cameras are linear. Like, you per unit input, you get another unit output, and it's a linear relationship. Whereas our eyes is the opposite. We are much better at handling lower light, so we see a lot more information in lower light areas, which means that it's non-linear. So we actually correct for this. That's why all these color spaces and all this kind of stuff exist, is to correct for the fact that digital cameras and even like analog cameras, they capture everything, but humans don't behave that way. So we got to correct it to what we can see. And log is kind of the same thing, where it's like, all right, let's take our exposure and then let's make it a curve, logarithmic, and that's non-linear. So anyway, all this other shit, we can get into that another time if you're really interested. I believe y'all, I've made speakers from styrofoam and rubber bands and solenoids. Well, I mean, yeah, you may believe it, but you shouldn't believe that, right? I think belief is reserved for faith. For stuff like this where you can prove it, that's not a belief. That's just a fact. But you may know that, but not everyone knows that. And believe it or not, sometimes people watch these streams. I know mostly it's just me and you, probably, and casual economists. But sometimes other people look at the stream, and I don't think that they know or even knew that a speaker is a microphone and a microphone is a speaker. In fact, this microphone here is a dynamic microphone. The reason why it's called a dynamic microphone is because it uses the same thing as dynamic speakers and dynamic headphones, which is a voice coil. That's why it's called a dynamic microphone. There are other types of microphones, like for instance, the condenser mic, which is not, I'm going to say it's close in principle to a planar magnetic headphone, but that's kind of a lie. But it's kind of not. The reason why I'm saying it's kind of similar is because you have a thin membrane situated within a magnetic field. That's what these do. And you need a certain amount of voltage in order to create that magnetic field, and that's what we capture. It's the change in gosh, what is it? I forget. You'll have to look it up. I haven't done this in a while, but I should say that I took a bunch of audio engineering courses when I was in college for fun. This is what I spent my summer schools doing. So like, I would run I actually started a studio, and I had clients. So it's like, I would go to class once a week for that particular class, and there was another one for audio technology. Basically, it was just like every summer I had a job, aka my studio stuff that I was doing, like my music, and I would go to school and do the things that I actually wanted to do. And then I treated my actual school year as, that's actually what I have to do, right? So it's like when I'm in college during the year, I'm working, not doing the studio because I can't. I'm working in the type of environment that I'll be working in if I were to go finish this degree, which was technology support. I used to do tutoring as well. Anyway, let's see here. I see, is better subjective? No, you can measure things. Also, when you say a speaker that hits, are you referring to an increase in bass? To some extent, yes. So the point of a speaker is to move air. The more air that you move is the hit that you're feeling. So yeah, it could be high frequencies. It could also be low frequencies. You're going to feel lower frequencies more because it's a lower frequency. Those waves are a lot longer and they have a lot more energy than higher frequencies, right? Like it becomes weird, but yes, it's partly that more bass, but also that's loud. Case in point, this speaker right here, 108 decibels. Okay. I don't think people really appreciate how loud this truly is. This is stupidly loud. 103 decibels, you may be like, oh, what's a 5 decibel difference? The thing with decibels is that it is a logarithmic scale. So that means that each increase is actually exponential. So yeah, 5 decibels is a lot. And to put it in perspective, my motorcycle at full throttle with my exhaust is 120 decibels. It floats. I haven't measured it properly, but it's about 120 decibels. And how I'm getting at is because the max sound pressure level that my recorder can handle is only 130 decibels. And when I'm looking at the headroom there, and I'm just like, I'm not actually reaching the peak of what this particular like the max amplitude that can be represented. I'm not even hitting the peak. It's close, but it's not too far. So I'm like, I'm guesstimating. I know it's not 108 because I want to say that without the exhaust, it's already 100. And with that exhaust, it's more than 4 times louder. More than 4 times louder. Let that sink in. You can't tell if you don't hear it in person. But that's part of what I'm buying. What I bought these headphones for is that I am trying my best to show, or not to show, but to present what my motorcycle sounds like to other people who've never heard it. So it's a challenge. It's not easy. So this EQ right here, what I was complaining about earlier is that in my Sennheiser headphones, you know, anything that's in this frequency range, I can barely hear it. So what I have to do is I have to jack it up a lot to hear it a little. Now, the problem with that is when I then decide to say, you know what, I'm gonna upload it to YouTube because it sounds good, and then I actually upload it to YouTube. Turns out that either the bass is not actually what I think it is. And those speakers over there can represent bass fairly well. The bass is never what I think it is, and I'm realizing that it's wasting my time to like do all this editing, and then it's like it still doesn't sound like what I wanted to sound like when I listen to it over there. I've already been doing the process of listening to it on different headphones to see what it sounds like, but a lot of my headphones are not really, I don't really have headphones like that other than my Apple AirPod Maxes. Those are the only headphones that are like, I guess that are, I don't know. Actually, I can't even say that because the AirPods change the sound of what you're listening to. So those are more like fun headphones. So it's, when I say fun, it's headphones that make the things that you're listening to sound good, which again, that's not a problem. It's only a problem when you're the one who's doing the mixing and you need to hear what you're doing. It's kind of like with videos, right? Where if you have a really, really good monitor, you can actually see the changes that you're making. Same with photography. So it's kind of like that, where it's like, I need reference monitors essentially. And yeah, these are not those. These are actually just for listening to music. The AC660Ss are also mostly meant for listening to music. I do have the Sony's MZ something. I don't know what the hell. I hate Sony name. Let me go get them. I don't know what they're called. So remember how I was like, I do actually have closed back, but these, in my opinion, are trash. That's a lie. They're not trash. These are really good for mixing like voice. So if you're doing anything where voice is important, like talking, podcast, I guess mixing music, certain types of music, I would only mix the voice in these. These are the MDR Z7M2. So hopefully you can understand why I can't remember what the hell these are called. They're really, they're really well built, I think. You know, if you're into headphone builds, like, you know, really, this is metal right here, nice and cool to the touch. The cable is really well made. The this right here. So it uses the little I think this is it's not the 3.5 mil. I forget which size this is, but it uses this little jack right here, which is which is kind of nice. And they're balanced. So I also have balanced headphone cables for this, so I can run it through a balanced amp and all that if I wanted to. And the cable's pretty long, and it's non-tangly. It doesn't like get tangled up. So it's one of those type of special cables. So it's really well built, and they have a really large driver on the inside. Let me see if I can show that. Hopefully you can see that. I don't know if you can see it, but it has a really large driver. I want to say the driver in here is like 80 millimeters or something like that. Ridiculous. They're really proud of it. Now, when I saw the 80 millimeter, I was just like, oh, that means that the bass response is going to be pretty good because it's closed back. And normally when you have a closed back with ports, here, let me show. So this is ported. Like, so most of your headphones that you see with closed backs, they're not ported like this. So I was like, oh shit, like the bass is probably going to be able to hit. Nah, there's no bass. Literally none. Literally no bass. So so they're good for certain things, but listening to music is not one of them. Also, mixing anything where there's bass, nah, not good. Let me see what these are. Sony Z, I've already forgot the name of it. MDR. Look at that. MDR. I forgot it again. Z7 M2. Z7. Man, this is a terrible name. Oh my gosh, this is trash. Yeah, so I think that Sony sometimes will publish their little things. 2.7 inch driver. I don't know what that is. What is that in like? Okay, 2.76 inch to millimeter. Oh, it's 70 millimeter. Okay, I lied. I'm off. I should have known. 80 is pretty big. But yeah, you can kind of see some of their marketing, I guess, So this is what their driver design looks like. You have this right here, and they're really proud of it. They're like, oh yeah, it makes a difference. Sure. You get this really cool driver, and you can see it and all that kind of stuff. You get really strong magnets, that kind of thing. And it does have an open sound. Like, it does have a pretty decent sound stage. It's not as wide as these AC660s, and I imagine it's probably not as wide as the AC800S. But yeah. So you see here where it's like, where we see, say it can represent frequencies from 4 hertz to 100 kilohertz. While that may be true, I can't hear them. In fact, I don't think the human can hear anything beyond or below 20 hertz. I think that's the lowest that most humans can hear. You can feel it below that, but I don't think you can hear it. Yeah, look at this. They're all proud of this Fibonacci pattern grill. Sure. Aluminum coated LCP diaphragm. Yeah, so aluminum is relatively heavy compared to other materials like beryllium or magnesium or titanium or whatever, like those little, like, I don't know what it's called, but it's a film essentially, like which is normally is lighter than air. Yeah, so there, yeah. Here's all the marketing and all this. Oh yeah, silver coated oxygen free copper cable. It's like 0 fucks. 0 fucks. But yeah, here's their chart here. I want to say that this right here is what the curve should be. And these are the things that they've done to tune it to create their sound signature. And you may notice that this dip is here, but you got to keep in mind that human hearing is not linear. Which is why I'm like, yeah, they're graphs, they're charts, but like they're kind of useless because you look at it, you're like, oh, there's this dip here, it's going to sound trash. But if there's no dip, that means that there's a boost because the way that we perceive certain frequencies, it's just humans. We make things hard. Yeah, 56 ohms. So these are really easy to drive. You can plug these into a phone if you wanted to. But yeah, these are these, and I only use them for certain types of things. So let's look at the Sennheiser, 'cause I think Sennheiser does a even better job of showing their charts. So these were one of the ones that I was cross shopping. I decided not to get them for a few reasons. But let's go and look at a chart. You see here like 4 to 51,000 hertz or 51 kilohertz. My problem with these types of things, this is just marketing. Like someone who doesn't understand human hearing will look at this and be like, oh, these are so much better. When in reality, after 30, like I want to say like 90% of humans can't hear frequencies above 18,000 hertz or 18 kilohertz. And I think all humans, our hearing is between 20 hertz and 20 kilohertz or 20,000 hertz. That's the range of human hearing. Anything outside of that range, bullshit. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that your little driver can fluctuate 51,000 times a second. It doesn't matter because you can't hear it. Now it's a little bit different when you're recording and doing your processing. So I am recording my field recorder. That's at 96 kilohertz, and you don't really need to record it that because I'm not representing any frequencies above 20,000 hertz. Right? The way Nyquist works is it's whatever your sample rate is, divide that by 2, and that gives you your max representable frequency. So with 44.1 kilohertz, the max representable frequency is 22,000 hertz, which is well within the range of human hearing. That's why your CDs are always at 44.1. Okay. Oh, give me a second. All right, I got distracted. I don't remember what I was saying, but yeah, there you go. Sound pressure level, yeah, sure, 102 decibels. It's like on a headphone. I don't give a fuck. Like I am never going above 90 decibels, and 90 is loud as hell. I protect my hearing. The reason for that is because I used to be in audio, and that was one of the things that my teacher, owns a very he owns a studio here. I'll just say that he owns a studio here. He's worked with all kinds of artists, all of which you've heard of, and he's mixed all types of content, some of which you know of. And like his studio facilities are dope. And so I learned from him. And one of the things he told me was like, you need to make sure you protect your hearing because that is your single most important asset as a audio engineer. And I'm glad I listened. So like, that's one of the reasons why I always wear earplugs when I ride my motorcycle is because I value my hearing. Same thing with my sight. Like I'm not doing anything that's going to ruin my sight. I value that because I use it. I actually use my ears. I listen more than I talk, believe it or not. And I look at stuff critically. I need my eyes to do all that. And I'm looking at colors. I'm just looking at shit all the time. I like looking at shit. The impedance here, 300 ohms. This means that it's hard as fuck to drive. So it's not going to really, I don't know if your phone will really drive this very well at all. But this is what you want to look at right here. The THD, I think I said that earlier, your total harmonic distortion. So the lower it is, the better. Most things are low enough. Most things are low enough for most people. So you probably can just ignore it. And it looks like they don't publish any charts. So what we'll do, since you asked about charts, we'll go to headphones.com. I think that's what their website is. They publish charts for all of their stuff. So let's look at the Sennheiser HD 800. Oh wait, didn't mean to do that. We'll just look for headphones this way. Over here. I'm looking for here, right here. I was looking for the headphones. Go away. Wait, I thought they published a chart. Did they stop doing that? Or did they ever do that? Or am I thinking of another site that publishes the chart? You know what? We'll just look for it. Sennheiser frequency response chart. And this is using Google, so it may not find it. Yeah, we don't. I want it in chart form, not in the table. Yeah, it's just more in a table. Oh, not even the right thing. I don't even know. Like Sennheiser HD 800S. Let's do that. Oh, okay. Well, here we are. So here is the frequency response chart for the HD 800S. So you see here, like all headphones are going to have stuff like this, right? And that's because this is the measurement tool measuring this. So if you look at this and you don't correct it for human hearing, you'll be like, oh, this is trash. But in reality, it's kind of good. But here's where it becomes trash to me. You see this dip right here? This roll off at 100 goddamn hertz. And then, like, you know, just think about it, right? So it rolls off at 100 hertz. And then I'm over here saying, you know what? There's some frequencies in here. Because remember, I was like, there's some low end information here that I want to put in. I would not be able to hear it. Hence the reason why I've just ordered some new headphones and just spent a bunch of money. So that I can hear things. Maybe okay, there we go. So these are the headphones. I think I saw the headphones that I just bought somewhere. I don't see what I just bought. Maybe we can come in here and look for it. Focal. Yeah, this is what I just bought. And let's see, do they have a chart? Huh. I don't see a chart, but I hope you see this right here. The total harmonic distortion is 50%, or how about this? It's twice as good, or it's half of the AC 800S's. Because remember, that was it 0.2%? Did I close it already? Where was it? THD. Yeah, see, 0.02%. The one that I just got is 0.01%. Now, this is a slightly different method. So you'll notice that here. Where is it at? So this is this says VRMS. So RMS is different. It's root mean square, right? That's of the amplitude. It's different from this right here, which is decibels sound pressure level. Like, it's a different measurement, but this right here, if you were to convert it, I'm not about to do it, but if you were to convert it, it's better than this one. It's really all you gotta keep in mind. Which is not subjective. Because I think that's what you're asking. Like, are these things subjective? And it's like, certain things are not subjective. For instance, the weight of a headphone, like your ability to wear it for long periods of time, for it to be comfortable, for it to not not cause fatigue. The weight of a headphone is important, and the lighter the headphone, the better. It's like, effectively, the best headphone is no headphone. That's kind of how I look at it. You don't want to feel like you're wearing headphones. You don't want that like closed in feeling. That's why I like open backs. Now these are closed backs, so I'm gonna have to get used to get used to mixing in that kind of environment. You see here the driver material and the size. These are also objective things that you can measure. So typically, the larger the diaphragm or the transducer, whatever you want to call it, the more bass you can get. Like, the more sub bass it can represent. Also, the louder it can get, right? So the size of your diaphragm is important because, the surface area is what's moving the air. So the more air you move, that's what you hear as amplitude. Like that's what you hear. So you actually want something as large as possible. So you see here, these are 40 millimeters. It's smaller than the drivers on these, but we'll see. We'll see what the tuning's like. Maybe it sounds good. Now, this is a beryllium driver. Beryllium, like I was saying earlier, is to me, it's like one of those exotic metals where half the reason why I bought these headphones is because they have a beryllium driver, and I'm not lying. Like, I am that person. I will buy something because of the metal or the material that's in it, because I understand the value in that thing. Like, beryllium, as far as I understand, doesn't occur in nature. I mean, it does, in quotes. It never occurs alone. It always occurs with other things. Typically, it's in gemstones, right? So, like, the way I'm looking at it is like, man, I got gemstones. That's my drivers. I know it's false. It's not true. It's actually a metal, but it's really light. It's a really light metal. I kind of wish that they published a chart. Maybe I had to look for it. Let's see. For what it's worth, I don't look at charts because I don't care. I understand that charts don't matter to me. Like, what matters to me is, what do they sound like? You know, you can measure whatever you want, but just because it measures well doesn't mean it sounds good. So we'll do frequency response chart. Maybe I had to go to the blog to see that, because I know they have that. Yeah, see, yeah, it's on the same site. And yeah, part of it was, you know, the case that it comes with is real leather. This is all leather. That's all leather. The box, all of the stuff that comes with it is in leather. It's just, I'm like, okay. And this right here. So it has ducts in the back to remove reflection. So think about a treated room, how you'll put foam and other like different density materials on your wall, and you'll have them. There's actually a certain pattern that will that absorbs certain frequencies, so you'll want to have different patterns in different areas in your corners and your ceiling. Like, we'll get into, I don't want to get into that now, but this has it built into the cup. So effectively, what I'm looking at this as I have now bought a treated room with monitors in it that I can put on my head, and I can turn it up as high or as low as I want, and I can hear what I need to hear without hearing all this background stuff, while also hearing the frequencies that I need to, that I'm trying to work with. So let's see if we can find a chart. Oh, here we are. Here's a chart. Okay, so let's look at this. So we have Stellia Custom. So I guess they're using the EQ, Stellia HEQ, and then Stellia Raw. We'll look at the Raw here. So you see here how, like, well, we had to compare it. Shit. All right, let me do this again. So we'll do HD 800S frequency response graph. We got to look at them both at the same time. Okay, so we'll move this there, and then we'll put that there. Wait, what? Okay. So we have the Stellia on the left, and then we'll have this one on the right. Zoom in. Okay, so you see here how there's this roll off, whereas over here there's actually information here. So the highest that this goes is like 86. It starts to roll off here. By the time we get to, we're going to use 40 hertz as a reference point. So by the time we get to 40 hertz, we're at about 86 dB. However, at 40 hertz here, we're at like a lot more than that. It's almost double, because remember, it's a logarithmic scale. All right, so every 3 decibels is a doubling of like volume. However, to perceive it is 6 decibels, at least for humans. Like, we perceive differences in 6 decibels. So if you were to compare this and look at them, it's about that range. So I should be able to hear that. But anyway, that's all that. That's all that to say is I have some new headphones that I'm going to be using for my mixing, and they should be fun. Actually, can you explain that more? It depends on what we're talking about, but let me read your comment first. The materials, I've heard that they color the sound differently or something, that paper is the most lively or something, but it's not durable material. Does it have to do with natural frequency of the, no. So the lightness, the weight of the material, that's really what it has to do with. Now, paper distorts. And this is a problem in dynamic headphones, all dynamic headphones. It's just a flaw in how they are. We are trying to represent all frequencies with a single driver. So we're going to get distortions. And because it's a circle, like certain things, it's not going to all like vibrate at the same time. Like certain things are going to be kind of off balance. So that's where rigidity comes in. So if you can have a rigid material that is also light, you can reduce that kind of behavior. So paper, the reason why, you know, they're the most common is because it's cheap, first of all, and is relatively light. And I say relatively light. So it's good enough for most things, for most people. The problem with paper comes in when you're trying to do anything with high sound levels, or if you are trying to minimize distortion, because paper is simply not that strong of a material. I want to say that hold on, let me see. I don't know if my HS8s are paper. I think they are. Yeah, the HS8s, I don't know. Let's see what kind of drivers in the HS8s. Yamaha HS8M drivers. It has 2 drivers, but the woofer is what I'm curious about. Woofer material. What I've noticed is that when they don't talk about it, it's paper. Because if you use any other material, because it's expensive, right? So you'll definitely want to talk about it because that goes into your marketing and that helps justify the price. Like, why am I paying all this money for this thing again? So let's see. This doesn't show the material. It only talks about the cabinet material, which again is MDF. So this is like manufactured wood. It's basically like fake shit. So it's probably a paper driver, which is fine, right? Like it's fine. It's not bad, but that does mean that it's limited. And if you want better stuff, you're gonna have to pay a lot more money. So it's always a trade-off. So, you know, I bought these HS8s a long time ago. And for what my needs were at the time, they're perfect. They're amazing. They're good enough. You know, this is back when I started doing more mixing vocals, like when I started, you know, actually having artists and stuff to work with. So I went from M Audios, which, you know, those are like entry level crap, but they're good for what I was doing, which is just beat making at that time in my life, where it's just like I just wanted something that has some dope ass bass that make me feel like I'm doing something. So I ended up getting these. I hated them for a while, but again, the person who I learned from, he had all kinds of things, and I want to say he even recommend that you always want to have a pair of cheap speakers, and you also want to have a pair of NS10s. I can't afford NS10s. Plus NS10s, I don't even know if they make those anymore. Let me show you. These are like they're very, I don't know. There's certain monitors that just people know, and the NS10s are one of them. Oh, I don't know why I put NS10S. It's just NS10. So these are the NS10, and every studio that I've ever gone to, and it's not like I've been to many. I've only been to like 7 in my life, but every studio that I've gone to has a pair of NS10s, typically on the console bridge. They sound shitty. They sound trash, but what I was told is that, like, no, they sound neutral, and they highlight the sounds that you need to that actually make the song, right? So when you're listening to music, you may be listening to the beat, but in reality, people are listening to the artist, the singer, the rapper, the voice, the human. That's typically the most important thing if there is someone who is using their voice as an instrument. Now, if you get into instrumental music, this is different. But these were used for that type of mixing, whereas, you know, studios, like obviously you're recording people singing. So the reason why I got into the HS series was because the person who taught me stuff, my professor, had NS series, and they don't make these anymore. And the closest that I can get was the HS. This is why I got it. And even that's what they're saying here. So right here. So they build upon the lineage of the NS10. So that's why I got these. And I got the 8-inch drivers. So that's the biggest one. And I decided to go without a subwoofer because, you know, I kind of stopped doing like music and started focusing more on other types of mixing. And you know, 8-inch drivers, like they have enough bass for me. And also I had a smaller place back in the day. So I had these here, and then I had like actual stuff at the studio. So we had an actual studio, you know, separate. And I would have certain gear here at my house, not at this house, but where I was living. And I would have my other stuff that was, you know, my more pro stuff that needed to be mounted in a rack, that kind of stuff that would be at the studio. So historically, I've always had multiple sets of monitors. It's just that I no longer have two places. But for what it's worth, these HS8s weren't in my house. I had the M Audios in my house. I don't even remember what the M Audios were called. M Audio 8-inch. I don't know, monitors maybe. Maybe I can. Oh yeah, the BX8s. That's what I had. The old ones. These right here. These are the newer versions of them. But no, like obviously I got mine a long time ago, back in like 2006, 2007, something like that. I forget. But yeah, these were actually my first pair of studio monitors, and it was a big achievement for me. I was very happy. I was very happy. Oh my gosh. I wonder if I got them again, like what would I think? Actually, you know what? I think I may have a video of these monitors in my dorm room, because I took these to my dorm room when I would go to school, because these were my house monitors, you know, the ones that I would keep with me. And then the HS8s were always at the studio because they were more like, I used them as my professional monitors. And it was always a goal to upgrade to Genelecs, because that's what that's what I remember seeing at the studio. And I also used to see them in Timbaland studio, and I used to see them in Just Blaze's studio. And I was like, man, one day I'm gonna get me a pair of Genelecs. I still haven't done it yet. I decided I'm gonna get headphones instead. I at that time I thought I was gonna do music my entire life, and now I'm like, yeah, I'm probably not gonna do music. Even though I have music stuff, I still do it kind of for fun. Okay, let me see if I can find a video. Yeah, here you are. So we won't show that one. That has someone else in it. Oh, this is man, I need to get my buddy Ruben and see, like, do he remember this? Okay, so it's not in here. Oh, here they are. Okay. So yeah, these right here. So this is back when I would take certain things to school. So I brought all of like the stuff that I bought myself when I was working my jobs, my summer jobs. So like I would have certain things, and my mom got me this. She got me Pro Tools. So that was my first little Pro Tools thing, the M-Box 2 or whatever it was called. And then I upgraded that to the Digi Rack or something. I forget what it was called, but maybe I have a video of it in here. Maybe. Let's see. Nah, you won't see it here, unfortunately. And yes, I used to do music, like for real. Like I read music, I write music, literally. Like I know that too. Unfortunately, I don't see my Digi-Rack or whatever it was called. I don't even remember what it was called. Let's see, Digi Design, Digi-Rack. I'm just putting some things and hoping that it knows. Yes. Here you are. Oh yeah. Here we are. So no, at the time I wanted a console. These right here are really cool because they have motorized faders. Right. So like I always used to, when I would go to the Guitar Center, they would always have them like going and moving and shit. I ended up not getting that for reasons. Turns out they take up a lot of space. So I ended up getting the Digi 002 rack. And I actually modded mine. So I had mine for a while. So I ended up putting some mods on it. Obviously, they're only $200 now, but they were not $200 when these things first came out. So what's dope about these is that you get several channels of like you get several preamps essentially. Let's see, do they show the back? Yeah, here you are. So yeah, so you get 4 channels and they all had preamps, and the preamps, they weren't that great, but no, to me at that time, they were phenomenal. They were much better than my first audio interface, significantly better. And it had built-in MIDI out, so like I could send stuff from Pro Tools to my keyboard and sequence it from Pro Tools, which was awesome. All from one device, you know, it's FireWire, you know, all that kind of crap. And I could do bus sends. I can do sends. So like here, you can kind of see it. So you see how there's like these outputs 7, 8, output 5, 6, and all that kind of stuff. The main output, there's only one main output, but what's really cool is that these other 2 outputs could be used to send your audio, your mix, submix, whatever you wanted, to other outboard gear where you can, like, you know, maybe have a reverb, maybe have a compressor, maybe have other stuff. You can send it there, and then you can then route that stuff back in right here. That's what these were. So it was very awesome. Like, it was eight channels of audio, 4 channels of mic with preamps, 48 volt phantom power, all that kind of crap. And yeah, so you see here, you get all your 8 here in stereo pairs, and these are all mono, or you can use that. So these were really cool. Now, you know, I don't have that anymore. These days I'm using a Apollo. So it's a lot, it's a much smaller interface. I've done all kinds of things. I used to have mixers, like for real, like a freaking actual mixer. One of those, I think it was like a 24 channel mixer or something ridiculous. And now I'm like, nah, I'm not doing all that. Just do it all in the computer, baby. Use that software, that computer science degree I have. That's why I do it all in the computer. All right, anyway. So my clip is done. I know we've diverged from what I was originally doing. I was showing what the Action 5 Pro looks like at night when you apply noise reduction and when you apply the LUT. I've only done the noise reduction and we rendered it. So let's see what that looks like.
Fortunately,
this looks phenomenal. This looks phenomenal. I'm going to take a screenshot of this right quick. And I'm going to dump it in the Discord. Yeah, this looks phenomenal to me. Much better. I remember what it looks like before, and I'm not going to turn it off because if I do, then I have to re-render, and that took minutes. That's what got me on this tangent of looking at headphones. Not looking, but showing my shopping that I was doing with headphones. Okay, so we've done that. So let's throw a LUT on and see what that looks like. And when I say a LUT, I'm specifically talking about the corrective LUT that DJI gives you. So to get it into the Rec 709 color space. So come into here, and I think it's called MLUT. Right there. We'll load that, and it should already be here. So let's see right here, Action 5D, D-Log. So dump that there. So now we can see what this looks like with the, what do you call it? With the LUT applied. Ah, shit. Do I have to re-render it again? Fuck. God damn it. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna turn off noise reduction. since I had to re-render it anyway. So we'll turn it off just so you can see what it looks like. I hope you can see that.
Fortunately,
I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. So if you can't see it, join the Discord and you'll see it. To me, it's a night and day. In fact, I'm gonna do this. You don't have to join the Discord. I can also just show it to you. See what it looks like. Oh, I can't. I had to download it because I didn't actually save it. Save image. We'll put it on the desktop. So we'll say this is no NR Action 5 Pro. No NR. We'll put that on my desktop. Okay, and now we'll do the one with NR. So we'll do Action 5 Pro with NR. NR is noise reduction, just FYI. Okay, so now we can open both of these up. Wait, why aren't these opening? What the fuck? Okay, there we go. All right, I hope y'all can see the difference left and right. On the left, and I'm gonna zoom in, right, where there's a lot of noise, and we'll zoom in right here. I hope y'all can see the difference. I mean, it's night and day to me. We have all this noise and all of that right there, and then there's no noise here. I mean, there is still noise. I'm not removing all of it because I want to retain detail, but this is superior in every way. And let's come down. Oh, huh. All right. Well, yeah, this isn't a good example now because it looks like I went one frame over. Yeah, whatever. It's good enough. You kind of see the point. Okay, let me get my stuff back into the correct settings. Okay, so let's go back into Final Cut, and I'm not gonna, well, yeah, I'll re-render this. I'm gonna render this out right quick. I'm gonna keep one clip in here without noise reduction, and hopefully it'll be obvious that it has it. I don't know, make it up. So this is what it looks like there. So let's go ahead and render this out, which is gonna take forever because there's noise reduction on it. And I'm rendering it in 4K with H.264 settings. And yeah, we're gonna do 10-bit format Apple devices. You know what? I thought I had a custom profile for my encoding. Oh wait, no, I didn't. Oh, I made a custom profile for my project that I haven't worked on in a while. For what it's worth, if you're watching this and you're looking at me editing videos and talking about music and all this other stuff, just understand that I'm also an engineer. So I was working on a tool. I work on it off and on in my free time. I don't stream anymore, but I was working on a tool that helps me automate my stream. So creating my descriptions, my titles. I want to make it where it can give me clips and just automatically clip out content from my stuff. It creates my transcripts. It handles my notes. And then it like any task or to-do items that I talk about, it automatically adds it into a GitHub issue where I can then, whenever I start a new one, when the new GitHub issue is created, it's technically a PR. When the new one is created, all of the stuff that I talked about that I didn't do or finish gets moved over so I know what I'm supposed to do. So yeah, I was working on that, and I thought that I created a custom profile for video, but it looks like I didn't, and I'm not about to do that right now. But I mean, if you're someone who's like, oh yeah, like how would you do that? On a Mac, you use compressor, and then whenever you create your compressor settings, you can load them up in Final Cut. For whatever reason, it's not a single program. Apple makes you pay. It's fine though. I'm not mad at them because Final Cut Pro is so cheap. I think I paid $300 for Final Cut Pro. What, in 2012, 2011, something ridiculous. We'll do HEVC. It's fine. Yeah, we'll just do. Wait. Oh wow. Yeah. We'll do HEVC. It's fine. It's much larger, unfortunately. So we'll say this is a Action 5 Pro at night. And if this is small enough, I'll throw it in the Discord. If not, then I don't know what to do. How do you handle clip detection, noise frequency, deltas, maybe to determine excitement or something? Clip detection. Well, I have the transcript that gets automatically created, using the AI shit. That's what Whisper does. That's why I have Whisper, by the way. So I forked Whisper, and I do have some processing steps that I have. I think I have them in Obsidian as a note or as a playbook or something like that. Let's see. What did I call it? I called it Whisper. No. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's in the playbook. Yeah. So yeah, there are a few things that I'm doing. So because I'm getting the audio out and I'm resampling and I'm creating the transcript, I now have an idea of what's happening in the video, and I get timestamps of all of the words that I say. So what I can theoretically do is go based off of what I'm saying. But in addition to that, I can also go on what's happening in the frame. Now, I haven't figured out how I'm going to train an AI to do that part, but part of the figuring it out part. Now, I probably won't do this on stream. And the reason for that is because I've done almost 2 years of streaming technical content, software engineering, software programming, that kind of stuff, to 0 views and 0 likes. And after 2 years, it's been made clear to me that that's not valuable, so I won't do it. So, thank other people. This is why you can't have nice things. It's not every day. I used to say it often. It's like not every day you have someone like me who can show you how all these things work and all that kind of stuff. But people take it for granted. So now you get to watch me make shitty motorcycle videos. And I shit you not, a shitty motorcycle video in one day has gotten more views than my shitty I'm trying to teach someone how to use the basics of JavaScript in 2 years. Or is it a year? I think it's 2 years. So yeah, like one of my motorcycle videos has gotten, like even my lowest one has gotten more views and likes than the video series that I put a whole week of effort into. And most of the effort was in me trying to learn how to actually record and edit and all that shit. But it's still effort. Whether or not it's applied to making it good, it's a whole other thing. I'm putting little effort into it now. All right, this will be finished soon, hopefully. And then what I'll probably do is start doing the editing process that I normally do, my workflow, which is I've kind of already done part of it. If I come here and we can see it. So this is part of the process. The next part of this process is to process this audio here using the voice isolation. So I copy this. So this is the part that's a little in the weeds, and I'll go through it and explain why I'm doing it in a moment when this is done. Because if I start editing, then it'll stop rendering. Yeah, you mentioned this before. I did, however, see Primogen live stream this week where he was coding the game engine. He has 1,000. Yeah, he has 1,000 viewers because he has 500,000 subscribers because he started talking about not tech. Both him and Theo realized this. I don't know if you saw this, but when they were talking about tech for years, and they were doing this for years. I've been following both of them. Like Theo, I've been following him for 3 years. The Primogen, I've been following him for, I don't know, three and a half years. I think I knew Primogen before Theo, I think. It's he didn't have all that. It wasn't until he started just reading and talking about news and gossip and tech and all that shit where he started to really, really, really blow up. So yeah, it's if I have 500,000 people who've been watching me for, years, and I suddenly start making a programming game engine, then sure, I imagine there would be 1,000 viewers live. But yeah, to tell someone, oh, you should do that because someone has 1,000 viewers while you only have one, it's like, nah, I don't really care that he has it. Like, it doesn't matter to me. So yes, he's doing that. I'm not. Yeah, I like the coding videos too, but you know, I imagine many of you aren't willing to put in a lot of effort and work into something that you're not going to get rewarded for. So I don't know if it's fair to expect someone else to do that. So that's why what you're seeing now is like, all right, well, I like riding my bike, I'm gonna do that. If people like the content, great. If people don't, zero fucks, because I'm riding my bike anyways. And the editing part is like, yeah, it's work and effort, but I look at this differently where I'm like, all right, well, it's a new skill, right? So it's really that. I'm developing a new skill, editing. And eventually it'll be storytelling. And you know, if something pops off and it happens to not be motorcycle stuff and that's what people want to see and that's what's being rewarded, and I'll probably do that. So I have some videos where it's definitely not motorcycle coming up. So we have this right here, you know, it needs to be edited. I know it may be a little blown out for y'all, but it won't be, I think, hopefully, when it gets uploaded. But yeah, like I have this cooking thing I'm gonna do soon. I need to cut this out, you know, cut it up a little bit. And then I got this one doing the burgers. So this will be out soon. So like if this is what people end up, you know, liking, then it's probably what I'll do. And how do I know what people like? Literally by if they like it. So I do these streams all the time, and they got more these get more likes than my devlog streams. All right, so I've done more devlog streams than anything, and like I remember earlier in this year, or it may have been last year, where I did like what's going on in the world, and like other people were like, oh yeah, this is dope. Like they were excited, and to me it was just like it wasn't great to me, because it showed me that people on YouTube, they just want to be entertained. So, you know, after a certain point in time, like I can either keep fighting it and say, no, this is not, or I can just do the entertaining shit and continue to live my life. And like, no, it's fine. You could be entertained and I'll do things that make me better. I did want to teach other people to do things that can make them better, but it, you know, like I said, it doesn't get rewarded. Now, I do understand, Casual Economist, you've been here for a while, and I understand. I'm not saying that what you want and all that isn't important, but I think you're in the Discord, right? You're in the Discord? If you're not, you should join the Discord now. But that's where I can talk about that kind of stuff. So if y'all want to have conversations about that kind of shit or any other kind of shit that I'm not doing on stream, that's the place to do it. We also have like the voice channels that you could do. So I've hung out in the voice channel once since I started the Discord. It's only been around for about a week or so. But I imagine I'll do that a little more often, where we can talk about whatever. So if you want that kind of stuff, that's Discord. But like as far as it comes to YouTube and all that kind of shit, whatever gets me to the goal, which is monetization, that's what I'm doing. And doing the programming shit wasn't getting me there. But I like when I started doing these after hours and just editing my videos and all that kind of shit, all of a sudden I'm very close to monetization. Interesting how that works. Yeah, I do want to do software reviews. The thing is that I'm going to try it, and if they don't get the traction, then I'm going to stop. Straight up. Now, I used to be the kind of person where I wouldn't quit for a very, very, very long time, but now I think I've learned, and not now, I'm just like over my life, I've learned that no, you should quit. There's a point when you should quit, and identifying when that point is valuable, because if you continue past when you should, you've just wasted time. So now it's like I'll try something for maybe a month or two. If I don't see any traction, moving on to the next thing. In the past, I would keep doing it for years, and it worked out in certain areas. When it comes to like my studies and the I guess my career, it works out and it works out there. But in other areas, I think there are better ways, better approaches. Okay, so we have that video. It's now edited or exported. So let's see how big this is. 850. God damn. I don't think I can upload that.
traffic we're about to encounter.
I'm gonna try to put this in Discord, but I'm pretty positive it's gonna tell me no. Slack would never tell me no, by the way. Yep. It's telling me the file is too powerful. What the fuck? That don't even make sense. Okay, I have an idea. Yes. So so I have Dropbox, and like I have like an actual, like a lot of shit here. We'll put this in we'll just put in exported video. We'll call it video samples. How about that? Video samples. Cause I may put other shit in here in the future. So we'll dump that in here, and then I will give y'all a link to it. So we will copy the link, and I also got to change the sharing settings, I guess. Huh? Is it not uploaded yet? Did it? Oh, it's not uploaded yet. Now it's uploaded. I'm like, it should take a few seconds to upload. Okay. So it looks like it's uploaded. So let's see, share. Only people invited can view, create and copy link. People with this link can view, yes. Who has access can view the file with this link. Anyone with the link and a password. Expiration, we'll expire it. Yeah, we won't expire it. Disable downloads. No, I won't disable the download. You can download it. Oh wait, hold on. Let me make sure I'm not doing anything incriminating. Before I'm like, yeah, you can download it. Make sure. Okay, all right, cool. There's nothing incriminating, so I'll let you download it if you want. Oh wait, we'll keep that off and set a password. The password is my Instagram handle, all lowercase. Just FYI. Okay, get the link. Okay. So I just shared the that little mini thing that I did just to show what the Action 5 Pro looks like in low light, as well as with noise reduction and the correction LUT, their LUT that they ship. All right, so now we can go back to here and wait, hold on. Did I? Oh, I did. Okay, I was like, wait, did I do that? Yeah, I did. Perfect. So now that we've done that, I'm going to remove the corrective LUT that I'm using from DJI, and actually, no. Yeah, maybe. We may have to do some tests because film nitrate might not have the correct profile for this Action 5, and I'm using 4. So I think if I can go into Rec 709, maybe that'll be closer to what it should be, maybe. So we have the Action 4, but no Action 5, delog him, and we'll increase the highlights. I'm sorry, the shadows rather. Turn off green response.
Maybe I'll go to Papa for dinner, maybe.
So what I want to do is go back to an earlier scene where I was like, all of the shadow information was gone. Okay, right here. So here's why I'm doing that. We'll bring up the color menu. So one of the things that I love about Film Convert is that it emulates film. So the exposure curve is similar to film. So if I expose this, notice it's not like doing what like regular digital exposure is doing, where it's just like increasing like this is more akin to what you experience in like actual film. Like, so I'm doing this to recover some of the detail in these shadows right here. And let's see what we're looking like. So if we
3.
Yeah, I think this looks
there's a
good.
lot. I was about to say.
I'll probably back off just a little bit because I do want it to look like it is dusk. It is in fact dusk.
Hey, maybe there won't be a lot of cars on the road, but I see there looks to be some traffic up there.
I think that looks good. Now, obviously there's noise, but I don't have noise reduction on right now.
And trying to make up time there.
Okay, cool. So let's start. Let's talk a little bit about my process now. I have a fairly involved workflow. Not because I want it to be involved. It's just that's what it is now. And unfortunately, this is going to make it harder. The fact that there's cuts here, but that's okay. First things first, I am going to duplicate these 2 clips here. Wait a minute. Am I in the right thing? I'll go to segment 1. Yes, perfect. So we're going to put my little thing here and we're going to duplicate. And we're going to make this a new role. I'm going to call this dialogue. Wait, why is this not taking? This is okay. Okay, perfect. This should be helmet. Perfect. That's dialogue, and then this is dialogue. Okay. All right, this is going to make sense in a bit. First thing I got to do though is hold on. If this is the 32-bit float audio, I got to turn it down first. So I got to do some gain staging. And honestly, I hate doing this in Final Cut. I don't like Final Cut for doing anything audio. I don't even like Apple software for doing anything audio. In my opinion, it's trash. Okay, so we're gonna do -9 dB to get a little bit of headroom. And I'm looking at that right there. So I'm trying to get rid of all of the yellow bits, and it's not really yellow bits. It's actually the red bits. So what I'm going to do here is make this a little bit bigger. So you see here, there's this red here. So I'm just going in and going as low as possible to get that out, because I can't normalize because this is Final Cut and they don't have actual tools for audio, folks. Okay, so that's the first step, is to go in and do what I've just done. There's a clip here, but I don't care. That's probably me closing my helmet or something. So the next piece is to go into here and go to voice isolation. And I'm going to do an insane amount of voice isolation. There's a reason for it. I'm not actually using this. This is only used for processing in Ableton, and you'll see what I mean in a bit. So we'll put this at 80%. And let me mute this and this. The reason why I'm doing this is that I am doing dynamic processing based off of what's happening in this clip here. So I don't want all of the drone of my bike to do any type of thing with the sound of the motorcycle here. So we see here is -12. I might need to, I'm going to go even more. We're going to go 85. And it doesn't matter if it introduces artifacts, because I won't actually be using this audio. It'll be thrown away once I do this processing. Okay, so we're good there. Next thing is to export these two things. So the way I do that is I click segment 1 right here, and I want to say that this right here is going to be my dialogue. Yes, and dialogue 1. So cool. So we'll come into here, export, and I can go into this export file, and then settings, I can say audio only, which is saved from all my last ones, wave, and then I go into roles. And then I select the specific roles that I want to export. And for whatever reason, it's not letting me do that. It's interesting. Why isn't it letting me do that? I used to be able to do sub rolls. Why can't I pick that sub roll anymore? Segment 1. Roll. Oh, there we are. Audio only as separate files. That's it. Okay, there we go. So the only thing that I want is dialogue right here. So if I go into add roll, we'll see dialogue 1. So we'll take dialogue 1, and that's the only thing that I'm going to export from here. So we're going to go ahead and click next, and that's going to go into my exports for 28 video, and this is segment 1. So we'll put it here. So we'll say segment 1 processed or audio. I'm sorry, dialogue, and we'll go ahead and save that. So hopefully there's going to be silence here. If it is, that means that I don't have to do any type of syncing. If there isn't, I'm going to have to do some math to figure out what time, because this gives me in frames. So you get in Final Cut, you get hours, minutes, seconds, and frames. And because it's frames, it's dependent on what your timeline is. I think this is a 24 frame per second timeline. So each frame is 1/24 seconds. So however many it is, I have to like do the math and then, you know, add it to the current time and then go into Ableton and figure it out there. Okay, so while that's going, the next thing I need to do is reveal this in the Finder. So we'll go ahead and reveal in Finder. We'll go over into Ableton. All right. We're going to create a new project. Do I want to save changes? No. Cool. Hide that. Okay. So this is the thing right here. So this is going to go into motorcycle. So we'll just get that started in the import, and we should be almost done with the export of this audio. Did it stop? Okay, no, it didn't. All right, well, let's do some parallel processing. Hopefully this is finished importing. Nope, it's not. This is the downsides of working with large files. And did I even get all of the files? Was there 2 pieces to this? Yes, that's not even the full file, so I got to get the second one. So I'll find that and reveal that in the Finder as well. Okay. So that goes over here. And what I can do is combine these if I want. In fact, I will do that because I want to normalize them together. I don't want to normalize them individually. This may look like it's taking a long time, and it is, but I think it's worth noting that this is 96,000 samples per second. And this is what, an hour? An hour. So that's what, 60 seconds times 60 to get a minute. An hour was, that's 3,600 seconds. I don't know. I can't even do math. It's too many. It's a lot of data points. That's what I'm trying to get at. So Shit ton of data points. It looks like a weight, but it's really points. They're literally discrete points. I don't know if that, wait, hold on. That doesn't look right. How did we just get from here to here? I'm going to turn this down a lot so it didn't blow my eardrums out. Okay, never mind. That's fine. That's actually cool. So what I'll do, wait, why is that? We'll combine these. I forgot how you combine things, and it's consolidate. Oh, it's J. Okay. I swear when I get this new M4 Ultra, whenever it comes out, if it comes out, this will be one of my tests to see if it's actually faster. How fast can, like if I bring a clip, an hour-long clip, 96 kilohertz or something like that, 32-bit float, how long does it take to load? Like to import and like render out the waveform and all that kind of crap. And then I'll probably do a normalization test. Like how long does it take to normalize a clip? And I only care about longer workloads now because all of the shit that I do takes a long time. And I think that's where performance is really measured. Because these, like sometimes I hear the fan come on. It's rare, but I hear the fan come on this Mac Studio, which tells me that it's doing the job of cooling it off so it can continue to run at that temperature, which is important to me. So I may start doing that soon. AKA when the Mac comes out, if it comes out. You know, we might be going to war, so it may not come out. Okay, so the file isn't compatible with QuickTime Player. I didn't ask you to do that though. Like, okay, cool. So we've done that. So we'll go into this clip here and we want to normalize this. Wait a minute. Holy shit. Okay, I gotta redo this. I gotta undo everything I've just done. My sample rate for the project, it did it for the sample rate. Okay. Is my audio still working? I forgot that when I changed my sample rate on Ableton, it changes my entire sample rate. Hopefully it still sounds okay for y'all on the stream. I completely forgot about that. Also, it's causing issues here. Shit. Okay, let's redo this. That was a waste of time. I forgot about that it does it at the sample rate of the project. I was looking, I'm like, wait, why is that shit 48 kilohertz? Okay, while that's going, let's find that other file. So we'll show. Oh, here we are. Cool. So, wait, what the hell is this second thing? Segment 2. 128 gigabytes. What the hell is that? At 251. Okay, we're deleting that. I don't know what that was or why I did that. Okay, so this should be my processed audio with the voice isolation. So we'll just dump that in here. And I'm putting it at the beginning because I'm assuming that there's going to be silence at the beginning. I hope. Yes, perfect. Yes, it did that. Okay, so hopefully this is no synced, and we'll find out soon enough. So this audio right here is going to be 24-bit, if I'm not mistaken. Wait a minute. Something's wrong. Oh, never mind. Wait, no, something is wrong. How is this 96 kilohertz? This should, I know it's 24-bit, but the actual sample rate of this should not be that. Let's confirm. Okay, why are we repeating noise right now? Let's do another song. Okay, so let's go back to Finder. I guess I closed it. Okay, projects, 28 exports. How is this 96 kilohertz? Does the DJI mic now record in? If so, this is new. I'm not mad, but I did not, it didn't used to be that. It used to be 48 kilohertz. Yeah, 48. So something, for whatever reason, Final Cut exported it at 96 kilohertz. No idea why, but anyway, let's play. And I'm gonna turn down this, and we'll turn this up a little bit.
Mic sync, mic sync, second mic sync.
Okay, it's off. Okay, all right, I'm gonna have to do some work. My least favorite thing to do. Why did it, man, that's annoying. That it keeps going back to the fucking beginning of the thing. Why does it keep doing that? Shit.
Mic.
Okay. We'll put it about right there. Also, why is there, okay, there shouldn't be a time thing here. All right, let's try this again.
Mic sync, mic sync.
All right, this is late. It's really annoying that it keeps moving the like my position. All right, you know what? I have a better idea. All right, we'll do the thing. So that starts here. This is where Final Cut says that it is. So I'm going to trust Final Cut. So, oh, this is my bad. Oh, shit. This was my fault. User error, but that's okay. So we are at 3 minutes and 54 seconds and 8 frames in. So let's go to the 3 minute mark. Let's move that. Come out a little bit. Or is that 3 minutes or 3 seconds? Yeah, that's definitely 3 minutes. Okay. Oh shit, but the problem is, oh fuck. Okay. All right. I know what I have to do. So let's undo this. So this came early. So that means that's how many seconds back I had to go. So from 351 to 354, that's 3 seconds that I have to go back. So we'll start that way. So 3 seconds is about right here somewhere. Move it. Okay. So we're gonna go 3 seconds right there. And then what else? So 3 seconds, that's in 8 frames. So 8 over 24, I think that's a third of a second. Yeah, it is. So we're gonna look for 0.3. So we're gonna go another 0.3 to the right. I'm zooming in so I can get to 0.3. So 0.3 is right here. So we'll put it right there. Now I think it should line up. We'll see.
Mic sync. Second mic sync.
Look at that. Your boy knows, your boy's smart. He's not dumb. All right, cool. So we got this synced up now and we can start to do some processing. So first things first, I got to normalize this. So we'll normalize this clip. Wait, what? The fuck? Wait, what? I am so confused right now. This file does not appear to be a valid AIFF file. You fucking created it. Oh my gosh. How is a file that was created by this program not a valid file? Let's rename this. We'll call it a motorcycle full segment. Let's just say helmet audio. Is it because I consolidated it? All right, what if I flatten it? Will that get it to work? No, we don't actually want to freeze it. We just want to. Honestly, I thought that's what consolidating. All right, I need to figure out what consolidating does. Obviously, it doesn't do what I thought. Ableton Live consolidate clips. And another thing I'm gonna do, this is a hack. Just by looking at the name of the error, right? So let's come here and let's see if I can get to this in the browser. AIF 21, 24. Wait a minute. Yeah, something is weird here. Something is interesting. So if I show this in the browser, we get this, which begs the question, what the hell is this? Anyways, here's my trick. I think I'm gonna put. I guess I gotta find this in the Finder. See how that says AIF? I'm gonna just put F at the end. All right, and then actually, no, I'm not. I'm gonna do this, keep it as is, but I'm gonna remove it from here and then re-add it, re-import it, and see if that. Oh, look at that. It thinks that the file is corrupt. Okay, I see. I see. So let's see if I keep it with AIFF. Does it still? Okay. So my file got corrupted. That's fun. Fuck. Okay, so I get to do that all again. Fuck. Oh, actually, so it's the last one, and what's the next one? Okay, so we'll come here. Show in Finder, where is that? Okay, so it's just these two. Okay, that's easy enough. So I'm going to select this one and then select this one and bring them over. No. I want this to be the opposite order. So we'll reverse it, I think. Yeah. Yeah, it seems like it reads it from however like the Finder gives it to it, which is unfortunate. Okay, so we get both of those together. And let's see. So let's go and figure out what consolidation does before I do it, because apparently that didn't work. Or I'll just do it again and just see, maybe it'll work this time. So we'll just do that. Maybe it'll work. If it doesn't work, then we'll try something else. But I still want to figure out, like, is consolidating doing what I think it's doing? Excuse me. All right, is it finished? Nope. Okay, so here we have the manual. We'll use search on my Mac to find consolidate. So it creates a new audio file. That's what I would expect, which are non-neutral in comparison to the original audio data. Oh, it automatically normalizes it. Okay, so if it's automatically normalizing it, then I would expect to see no clips, like no clipping. So we'll see. Unless it's doing a normalization between the two clips and not the content of the clips. We're going to see that very soon if it's which one it's doing. But yeah, if it's doing normalization too, man, that's okay. No, it's not. It's not doing normalization. So I am going to have to normalize. It's doing clip normalization, not content normalization. Yeah, there's not, it's not there. What is interesting to me though is it's not actually copying these, it's just using it as a reference. Oh man. Almost there. Okay, cool. Now let's see if it still won't let me normalize. And I don't understand why warp it. Like, what the fuck? Why is warp even on? Okay. Oh gosh. Okay. All right. Let's see what freeze does. Flatten. This is actually what I want. All right, we're gonna try that. If this doesn't work, what I would probably have to do is concatenate these two files together, which may require me to like change headers, or I don't know, maybe Socks can do that, concatenate clips together, because that seems to be what's not happening. So whatever this is isn't actually what I thought it was. Whoa. Wait, what? Yeah, so apparently this isn't what I thought it was. So we're going to show in, okay, so these aren't actually a part of my project. That could be it. So maybe by flattening, maybe they do become a part of the project. I hope. I gotta say, I didn't foresee this one. I can't normalize these independently. That's the problem. Because then there'll be a drastic sound difference when you go from the first clip, which is this one here, to the second clip. This is interesting. I've never had to deal with these clips being split, but now that I'm doing 96 kilohertz, I have to do it. Now, if I wasn't doing as much processing as I'm doing, then I wouldn't. All right, so let's hope that that creates a new audio file. Or maybe there's a way I can do this on import. Let's see, import. If I can literally copy the file, maybe that would change. I don't care about warp markers. At least I don't care about them. No. Multi-clip. Nope. This is where I'm going to just say that this would have just worked in Pro Tools. I wouldn't have to be doing what I'm doing here if I were using Pro Tools. It's not that I don't like Ableton. It's just that it's very different from what I'm used to, which is Pro Tools. Copy. Wait, isn't there not an import? So we go to importing samples, but you can drag samples to a set from folders on your computer. You could use import audio file. Audio track is selected. Files are added at the insert. Well, I don't care about that. When a file is imported into Live for the first time, it's analyzed. It cannot be played or edited until the, yeah, I know, I'm well aware. So what's not clear to me is when I drag and drop, is that importing or is that another thing? Because if it's importing, then importing won't work because it hasn't worked so far. Anyway, we're going to see if this frozen track is going to do it, hopefully. Normally, you would freeze a track if you have like effects and all that kind of stuff and you want all those like to be printed, whatever. Normally, I would resample it onto another track, and that's going to be my final solution. If none of this works, I can basically I can export it in its current sample rate and then import it again, like re-import it back in. I was going to say I could print it to another track and resample it. The problem with that is that it's real time, and I am not about to sit here and listen to this audio for an hour for it to to create this new clip that I need. Oh man, I should have been wearing the other headphones this entire time. These headphones are heavy. I need these for the bass response. Almost there. Sucky part about this is I don't actually know if this is going to work. So while I'm just sitting here wasting my life away, this may not actually result in what I expected to result in. It didn't. Okay, that doesn't work. Okay, freeze. Oh, well, it does create new files. Okay. No, I'm going to try. I'm going to see if the sound difference when I normalize is substantial. I suspect it is because I understand what normalization is doing. Basically, it takes the loudest sound or finds the loudest sound, and then how far away that is, it's going to subtract
every other sample point, or that value from every other sample point. That's why I'm like, I need this to be together. All right, let's see if there's can we use FFmpeg to concatenate these two files together? Let's ask ChatGPT. Okay, so this is okay. Now, okay, what audio format was I in? Am I in Wave? Yes. Okay, that's easy. So close that out. I think it's these two here. Yeah, it's these two here. So we'll do go into that particular directory. Log 28. Audio H4E. I forgot the name of. I forgot the. It's 48 and 24. Oops. So we got 48 and 12. Oh, it's these two. Okay, cool. So we'll just take these two here. We'll just copy the command for the most part. Okay, so we're gonna do concat file 1 mp3. I wonder if it knows. It doesn't. Okay. So we're going to take this file. We're going to concatenate it with this file here. I can't believe I can't do this in Ableton Live. Like, what the fuck? I always knew it was not the greatest for this, but whatever. Okay. So we're going to do output, and we're going to do wave, and maybe I'll call this another thing. So we'll say motorcycle. I'm gonna just call it output because I don't even know if it's going to work. Okay. Let's confirm that things are what I expect them to be. Wave 2 GB, bit rate 3296. Okay, all right. Let's confirm it opens. Yep, cool. So let's bring that over. And then we'll also confirm that it looks as what I expect it to look like. It doesn't. It doesn't. Fuck. Okay, that's not right. It literally did. It didn't do it. What did I do? Did I put the wrong? I did 30, 48, 24. Yeah, that didn't work. Nope, that didn't work. It didn't. It only did this first clip. So I'm wondering, like, what's my command incorrect? I love how I don't have history anymore. What the hell? Like, something's going on with my machine. How do I not have shell history? It sure is here. There is no mismatch of the codec. Why is this giving me Arduino? Like, what the hell? That doesn't make sense. Candidate audio, joining Filterworks segments. Filter accepts the following options: the number of segments, the number of output videos, unsafe. Activate unsafe mode. Do not fail if segments have a different format. Okay, maybe. Okay, I don't get any of my. Oh gosh, I don't understand how I don't get history of a command that I just ran. How it like this isn't normal. Normally you should be, okay, there it goes. It's working now. What the fuck? That's really weird. Doing the -c copy and we'll do dash safe, I guess. Concatenate opening. 2 parts. Where's my scroll? Okay, here we are. It won't let me use the scroll. That sucks. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, yeah. I don't really know what to do. I fully expected what I just did here to work and it didn't. So I'm going to have to figure out some other way to get to like remove breaks from my clips. I'm going to do this for everything like here on out because this is really annoying. And you know what I may also do? I may do that with the video too. And also, here's what I'm gonna also try. So this may not be a problem. I'm gonna listen to this one and see if there's a noticeable jump in the audio level. If not, I'm just gonna move forward with, you know, with what we have. So let's see. Or here, listen. Okay, it's not too bad. Now you should be hearing like some like sound differences. Like it seems like it's changing the frequency, and that's because it is. That's what is happening here. So the reason why I did all this processing on this clip was so that I could influence what's happening on here. I'm doing side chaining. So you see here, anytime I talk, it goes down. That's what you're hearing. So if I were to mute this, oh, it's still there. Okay. Where is the side chain at? Let's come to here. So if I were to mute the side chain, notice that the tone sounds the same. But if I put this on here, whenever I talk, it changes. All right, so anyway, let's turn this up just so I can hear it for now. It won't actually be part of, it won't be a part of the side chain that's being sent to the side chain, which is good.
Riding over here to get these signals fixed. Sunset's a little bit earlier now, and since it's later in the year, so that's the only reason why I'm out here at night. It's dangerous as hell to not be able to signal to others.
I have this cut here, this notch filter.
Signals don't work. Unfortunately, that's actually what I'm doing. That's why I'm riding over here to get these signals.
So you should see the yellow, the red. That's me talking. So what I'm looking for explicitly is where is a lot of the energy in my voice, and I'm notching that out in my motorcycle so that I have room within the frequency space. But yeah, I'm kind of tired of talking to myself, so I'm about to go. Y'all have a good rest of the day. Peace. Hey, I'm kind of tired of talking to myself, so y'all have a good rest of the day.